Hello out there, and welcome to the Penguin Magic Awards pre-show party. I'm here live at the P3 Magic Theater with my buddies Sean Dunn, Erik Tate, and the one and only Craig Petty over here.
Boom,
what is going on, everybody?
Craig Petty.
Tonight we're going to be talking about the Penguin Magic Awards show, which is airing on Friday right here on YouTube at noon. And tonight we're going to be talking about all the different nominees and in each category and kind of go through every trick and just, I don't know, have a lot of fun along the way. Sean, how you been?
I've been real good, man. It's been a crazy week with Craig.
Yes.
I'm tired. I'm very tired.
We've been filming for like 5 days with Craig. We filmed what, like 207 projects?
I think it was 280.
208. We're going to tell you a little bit more about those later on. So if you're just joining us here on YouTube, if you don't like Penguin Magic already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and of course like the video. And give us a share. Let us, there's so many creators that we're talking about here tonight that might not actually know that we're talking about their products out there tonight.
Nick, there's one of the creators is already in the chat.
Who do we got? Who's that?
Paulo Riego is in the chat.
I love that.
now.
Maybe the best looking Magic right now. He's got a fierce look, man. I love it. He's on the cover of Penguin Magic Monthly right now.
Karaoke guy.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I know from personal experience.
I wasn't here for that one. I wasn't here when Apollo was here. So anyway, the Penguin Magic Awards. What are they? Well, we sat down in January and we compiled all the data to find out what the best Magic was in 2021 based on popularity, sales, reviews, artistic merit, and just overall general, what were the best tricks? And we put them into 7 categories, compiled all the data, and came up with a bunch of nominees. And then we had all of you vote on those nominees, and those votes are in. The award show is set. It's going to air on Friday.
So who knows the results?
I believe I'm the only one that knows the results.
You're the only one.
Yeah. I know you three don't know the results. So.
I haven't got a clue.
Yeah. So
I've tried to get them out of Nick, but he won't tell me.
We will talk about them a little bit here. I want your picks too. That'll be fun. So let's get started. We'll start right off the top with the deck of the year. A lot of people don't realize how much work we do in custom deck printing in here. And I mean, not only do we play gimmicks and custom decks and trick decks, but the printing queue is massive.
Yeah, and never ending.
Never ending.
No.
Never ending. So I have, bring up the nominees for the decks of the year, Nick. And that's a great trick. I don't know if you're going to
What
put it
I
up.
love about being here with Penguin Magic.
Yeah, it's not even. Don't worry about it. We can. Oh, here. No, that's still puzzled. Okay. Oh, this is going to be a good show.
Oh, man.
I have all 6 decks here, so it's not even a big deal. We, if you have the close camera there, Nick, maybe we'll get that.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Whoa, there we go.
By the way, we're also testing out our brand new equipment in the brand new P3 Magic Theater. So we had the gingerbread deck. That was our promotional deck.
That's very Christmassy.
Yeah. Feel free to open one of these up and take a look at it. The glider back deck. That one was super popular. Marked deck of cards as well. And then speaking of popular, it's hard to get more popular than this guy right here. The Room 237. This one is completely foiled out front and back and on the inside of the box as well.
Why did that take so long?
I don't know. It took a long time. The jellyfish deck, the Wranglers, and the Ace Invaders. Craig, have you seen the Ace Invaders deck?
Yeah, me and Ryland reviewed that.
Oh, you did?
We reviewed most of them at one point or another, but Ryland insisted on reviewing this.
Right. If you're not subscribed to Craig Petty's Magic TV, you absolutely should be. He's reviewing all this type of. This is why Craig is the perfect guy to have here tonight, because he's reviewed everything on this list.
I'll tell you why I love this.
Yeah.
This would be my pick. First of all, I love that there's a reveal on the Joker. First of all, the Jokers look really cool. I mean, look at those. But there's also a reveal, which I think kind of makes a big difference. And then I'm guessing this was done on purpose, but all of these cards put together, the double back of the blank card and the 2 Jokers, it means that you can do like a really cool trick. So and also, I mean, just look at the look at the court cards. You can't beat the court cards on that.
No.
So for me, I think the Ace Invaders.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Rune 237 deck is pretty hot.
Instant conversation.
I mean, so like, look, the foil packaging is awesome. Foil inside and out is like, I don't know if we can see this on the close-up camera, but that is, I mean, that's amazing, right? Foil on the inside and the out. And I'm not normally a guy who goes for all-over backers, but I think the all-over back design, doing the carpet from the hotel in The Shining is amazing. I love the Joker.
Oh, the Joker's good. Yeah,
the Joker is awesome. It's like a little elevator look right here.
Greg, I will tell you, I think that deck is all my scrap cards from after I filmed the demo.
Yeah,
so it's not exactly a full deck.
You know what it's missing though? There's something that means that this deck doesn't beat it for me. There's one thing that's really lacking.
Yeah.
Aliens. There's no aliens. I mean, I'm looking through all the cards. I don't see aliens.
There's no aliens in there.
And for that reason, I'm out.
One of my favorite little Easter eggs was...
You're going to hate this.
Are there aliens?
No aliens.
No aliens. But arguably better. I mean, we got the Duke.
The Duke's there.
The Duke is there. This is the Wrangler deck, by the way. This is a Western-themed deck of cards. Also, the markings on this deck were done by Phil Smith.
This looks like Pop Hayden.
Well, it might be Pop Hayden. Might be
Duke
Pop
is
Hayden.
John Wayne.
I mean,
I know that, but don't you think it looks like
He
Pop?
does, yeah.
what do we think about these guys, though?
Okay, yeah.
Some Val Kilmer right there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see the Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Is that Sam Elliott?
And that is Sam Elliott as
there you
well.
go.
I mean, supposedly. But yeah, there's some really cool themed cowboys and cowgirls in the Wrangler deck as well. The Gliderbacks have a crazy marking system, though. Those are marked.
I can't see the mark.
And they actually kind of stand up to the riffle test as well, if you go through them.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I look?
Yeah, you can't.
I haven't even seen this deck. How
Yeah.
does
The
this
way
deck go
things
past
are
me?
off-centered when printing, and it's...
How are these marked?
Exactly, right? I remember those are one of those fun decks that I kind of just sat down and thought to myself, I'm going to just try to find the marks on them.
Like, genuinely, how are they marked?
Yeah, no.
Can you see the markings from a distance?
I might be able to from here, but I honestly.
What's that code?
So it is a coded thing, right? So I'm not actually up to date with the actual how I have to do it.
Put him on the
But it
spot.
is.
Cards on the table.
I know. Were you familiar with the White Lion, the David Blaine White Lions at all? It has to do with a thickness and thin line going on with these paper airplanes.
clever.
So now that you know that, if you riffle, you'll see very slight variations in the thickness of the lines there.
You know, we did a
yeah.
really cool top 10 video on marked cards.
That's right.
Those made a big appearance.
Yeah.
Those were on there, which is really same with the Wranglers as well. And
These are nice.
the
Yeah.
Wranglers have a
Feel
really
good as
nice
well.
marking system too.
And then, we'll kind of move on here, but last but not least, we did have the Jellyfish deck.
So what was the reasoning behind the jellyfish? Because it's kind of random.
Yeah,
I mean, aliens, I
honestly.
get. Gingerbread, it came out at Christmas. These are cool.
If Kevin is on the chat, maybe we can find out.
I would love to know.
Kevin might be on the chat.
And you know,
Whoever created these, what were they on when they came out?
and
with
I
them?
can tell
Because-
you,
And they're cool. Don't get me wrong.
the
It's
Jellyfish
just
deck
one jellyfish.
got a ton of votes.
Really?
Well, the
Yeah.
artwork is really sharp.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. It's
really
just,
nice.
it's just, you know, who's sitting there going, right? I need to create a custom deck of cards. What am I going to make? I know jellyfish.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
the world needs. Jellyfish playing cards.
And I just, before we wrap up and head to the next category, I did want to just at least tell everybody out there that not only do we put out a custom deck every month, a new custom deck, which is crazy, the deck is also redesigned in Gilded Edge. Every one of these. So every one of these decks has a gilded version. The box is also redesigned. So this, for example, is the Wrangler's gilded version. I don't know if you've seen any of the gilded decks, Craig, but take a look at
they're great. Yeah.
But if you've never seen one, it means the edge of the deck is actually like foiled out. Look at it. It's
The
got a
deck
gold
that I
edge.
actually, out of all of these, I'd go for the Ace Invader.
Right,
But
right.
my favorite deck from Penguin is one that's not here.
Which one's
The
that?
Retro Rocket.
Oh, that did not make the cut. You know what?
Why did it not make
It
the
did
cut?
not.
It's
It did
amazing.
not. It wasn't very popular.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
I don't know why. It's my favorite deck.
You're ahead of your time.
Yeah. Well, these were the rest of the decks that came out this year. They just didn't make the cut. Might as well just show them off while we got them here. The Succulents, the Retro Rockets, the Robot deck.
Oh, the Ryland's favorite.
Robot deck's great. Robot deck's great. The
Now,
Toucans.
You come from a little bit of a different perspective, I think, with these because, like, you do a lot of you do kids work, you do all kinds of stuff. So
Yeah.
So a lot of these decks represent fun rather than trying to be the coolest looking.
Yeah,
deck, so
exactly.
Yeah.
So
I
appreciate
I
it.
did like the coffee one as well.
Yeah, they were nice. They were nice. And last but not least, I figured I'd show you. We're just, look at all this stuff we're making, man. This just stuff comes out all the time, and we almost forget about it.
It's crazy.
You know?
Where magics come from the like bags with like orange sheets that advertise product, having stuff that looks like something you would find at a high-end store. So
Yeah, absolutely.
cool.
If you guys want to keep a deck out and shuffle it, so Sean, what would your pick be?
Well,
You're gonna go for the
design-wise, I'd say the jellyfish, but I'd have to go with the Room 237 because, like, if you're a bizarre performer, you're a mentalist performer, it's like the perfect deck. And when you see it, you're like, man, why didn't someone think about this earlier?
It's a great gift.
It's so iconic. It doesn't
Those
have to.
gilded edges are so nice to follow.
Yes. As a gift for someone that's a movie fan.
Yeah.
They get it instantly, so I have to go with that. Even though I don't like borderless decks of cards. Art-wise, the jellyfish just looks really good.
What are those new ones that Penguin's just come out with? Is it the Pegasus or something?
Pegasus, yeah.
Man, the artwork on those court cards
Yeah.
is
Super cool.
incredible.
Yeah, I'm glad you like them.
Incredible. It's like just incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Pegasus deck really knocked it out of the park.
Well, 2022, maybe that'll be
Pegasus, I reckon that's going to be
Come back.
I will.
We'll get Craig back to me.
I'm coming back next year. Boom. I'll be
Eric, what do you got for?
Man, so I do like I just realized that all of the suits, like there's a little alien. On
Yeah,
each
exactly.
one.
Yeah.
I realized there was
Ace
one on
Invaders
each
was
one.
awesome.
Ace Invaders is great. I'm still going with the Room 237 though. 'Cause
Okay.
I think that like there's like a lot of that. I mean, but an honorable second place for me is the Jellyfish deck. I think the Jellyfish deck looks cool. If the borders were a little thicker, I'd probably edge it out over Room 237. But yeah.
Craig, I think I already know.
It's
Ace
out of the six. It's the Ace Invaders.
Ace
Yeah.
Invaders. Of course, I already know the winner, but out of my favorite here, the glider back was pretty fun, especially to kind of discover the markings and try to work with them for a hot minute because they're really well
There's
done.
like not a lot of like decks that are like fun to discover new things with anymore, and so that is like something really fun to get in the mail where you're like, oh man, like relearning the marks for a system like that is I haven't done that in a while because I've used reader style markings for
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this one, it looks like something that you'd get at Walgreens.
It's a cool design.
Like a cool looking.
And I should mention we are putting out a new version of the glider backs this year. I think they're going to come in a different color, and I forget the actual other design changes, but yeah.
Just want to
Yeah.
couple of things here. So first of all, 90 Day Fiance saying Sean is very smart. I like his takes.
Thank you.
Also,
I love that name.
Jonathan Deaver here saying gingerbread cards are an easy lock.
Actually, I don't think anybody gave any
We-
love to the
yeah,
we didn't even open the.
And Gray Magic TV, I don't know what time it is where you're from, but Gray Magic TV 2.0 says hello everyone from Australia.
Ooh.
And we got a bunch of people here. Yeah, it's a real party now, Nick.
It's a real party.
We got a chat full of people.
Yes. Well,
I think we
welcome
solved the audio problems. It's killing it.
to the Penguin Magic Awards pre-show party. We just finished up Deck of the Year, and let's move on to download of the year.
Did we get to know what won?
I'm not going to tell you now. If you want to know the winners, you're going to have to watch
have
the
to
Penguin
wait for
Magic
it, yeah.
Awards on Friday at noon. Okay, so let's take a look at the downloads of the year. Oh, we just had it up.
No, we just.
Oh no, that was just
that's just the bumper.
That's just the
we
bumper.
Got all kinds of graphics.
That's just the
and
bumper.
craziness going
Right,
on.
my bad. Well, let's take a look at the nominees then, Nick. If you could pop those up on the screen for us there. We have Nick Popa. So up first we had Hole Hopper by Jay Grill. It's an amazing moving hole effect. Also, The World's Toughest Card Trick by Will Fern. That thing was a fooler, big time. The Final Boss by Mark Calabrese. One of my favorite performers out there. Look at those rings.
Devil ring.
It looks like he would.
The
Like,
Hancock Effect by Kyle Purnell. This is one of the best impromptu build tricks you can do.
I love that trick.
Yep. Rep by Z Yan. We don't put out a lot of stuff like this. This is 3 sleight of hand coin vanishes in 1 download. And I think, is this the last one? Convergence by Joe Reinfleisch and Dr. Cyril Thomas.
Surprised Dr. Cyril Thomas isn't in the chat. He usually shows up.
Yeah, those are all very, very strong downloads.
Speaking of people in the chat, we got David Jonathan here in the chat.
Oh, very
We're
good.
Talking about him a little bit later.
Yes, we will.
Hello, David Jonathan.
You don't want to hear what I
Jason Lewis is high from the Falklands. So.
Well, let's start off. We'll talk about. Let's start with convergence here.
There's some heavy hitters
Yes.
on that list. There's like some
Look,
serious heavy hitters.
Convergence, we brought in Joe Reinfleisch, I guess it was early 2021, and we filmed like a million projects, kind of like we did with Craig.
Yeah.
By the way, we'll be taking a look or talking about some of Craig's stuff that we filmed in a little bit. But Convergence, I remember sitting back here and he did it. This is like a full like routine with a rubber band, and I don't mean routine. It feels like a rope routine.
Yeah.
You know, it's,
Yeah, it does.
That's really what they were trying to do.
yeah.
He talks about it in the download that both he and Dr. Cyril Thomas were working on trying to apply the principles of rope magic to rubber band magic. And if you're unfamiliar with convergence, a rubber band is broken. I mean, it's like a fully examined rubber band. Then you heal it. You fix it. It gets sealed up so it's a real rubber band again. Then you break it and fix it and break it. It's one of the only broken and restored rubber bands where the break happens, but you see the ends, and the break happens in a logical place. But then the crazy part is that in the end of it, you heal it for real. And you show it on all sides, stretch it out, and put it back on your wrist. I mean, I started like really seriously learning it about 3 weeks ago, and I got it,
Yeah, I mean,
good in like an hour, and it's been fun to play with.
I make the joke that you probably go win FISM with it. You know? So if you need to change your act up, it might be a decent.
Seriously thinking about it, yeah.
I don't think this gets talked about enough, but the things that are happening in rubber band magic I think it's advancing that form of magic more than any other genre right now.
You know what I love about Dr. Cyril Thomas and Joe Reinfleisch? They're taking rubber band magic to an entirely new level, because for so long it's been the same thing, and so many inventors of rubber band magic have basically just stood on Dan Harlan's shoulders and just basically replicated the same thing.
Yeah.
And what those two guys are doing is they're just coming up with crazy methods, crazy plots, crazy visuals, and it's taken a huge leap in the last 2 or 3 years as a genre, and just gone. I'd love to know what Dan thinks of it, because
Dan's
Dan's on board.
Dan's like Joe's the band god.
Yeah.
Like he is like Joe's the guy. Joe's done stuff that I do, and
It feels like there's a new Cyril Thomas download every other week.
I mean, and
see the one that came out
he
this
only
week?
puts out hits, man. The Parasite.
another one?
Did you see Parasite?
Did you see the
Parasite?
one? He literally, right, no word of a lie. This is crazy. He takes a rubber band, right? He shoves it in his eye, and then he pulls it out of his nose as it goes in his eye. So you see it going in the eye, and he's pulling it out the nose at the same time.
It's madness.
Then he shoves it back in his eye, and it comes out of his mouth. And as he's pulling it out the mouth, it's going in the eye. It looks like something out of The Exorcist.
then he takes a 9-inch blade, cuts his neck. Right? No, he doesn't do that.
He only puts out hits.
In the chat here, we got Johnny Kowski saying, I want to see performance. Nick, I think we can have the demo, and we can throw the demo up so that we can take a look at some stuff for Convergence up here. We cannot. No, we can't. No, we can't, which is fine.
Is that one not up there? Okay.
It's not in there. That's
Well,
okay.
well, let's move on, because we got 5 more to get to in the download category. Hole Hopper by Jay Grill.
I gave that 100%.
Yeah.
That is incredible. Like, I do a lot of stuff with holes, as you know.
The whole man.
I know,
man.
I know at least 10% of Craig Petty's repertoire this week, because I filmed all 410 of his.
And there's a lot of stuff with holes, but Hole Hopper is amazing.
Yeah, you have
I saw it, I learned it, I've done it ever since. I think it's so smart having one card and tearing it down the middle. It happens in the hands of the spectator.
Yeah,
there's literally no downside to that trick.
I remember.
There's no downside.
Not at all.
No, not at all. Yeah, I had to talk about it on a stream, and I was like, okay, I'll have to go learn this thing real quick. Let me see what it's all about. And I remember watching the method, going, holy crap. This is a great trick. You just have a hole punch, you punch a hole in half that card, and it moves from one side to the other.
It's not easy to get 100% from Craig.
Nope.
Here's the thing
I got it.
about Hole Hopper is that it is a crazy souvenir.
Yeah.
It is an insane souvenir.
Oh, it's signed too, right? Don't they sign
it's
it?
Signed. you tear the card in half in the middle of the trick.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's great.
You can give stuff away.
I love
It's
it.
fantastic trick.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
There is no way to improve that trick.
Honestly, you're right. I can't think of a way you would improve it.
That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. Well, let's keep going down the list here. The World's Toughest Card Trick by Will Fern.
Will Fern was a blast.
Yeah. We need to get Will Fern back.
Yeah.
He was in that weird COVID period where everything was
want to
like.
see him with a real audience.
Oh my God, I'd love, because we're getting the show back now, and it'd be amazing to have Will back. World's Toughest Card Trick is like test conditions card trick on steroids. Basically,
Oh, sweet.
hey, we got the decks of the year up.
Eric looks like he's about to
I'm guessing this is a new system we're learning.
Well, I mean, we just everything in here is brand new.
I spent a good portion of the day working this, and I was like, man, this looks great. Everything is awesome. And then we go live, and it's just like total chaos.
Well, look,
I just hear giggling from up in the box.
so the World's Toughest Card Trick, everything happens behind the magician's back. You have the card chosen. They shuffle the deck. They put the card back in the deck. It's genuinely lost. Everything above board, test conditions. You try to find the card behind your back. You're wrong. You turn around, and then when you turn around, the card magically changes into the correct card. It's a... like Will's just one of these guys that's done this trick 1.5 million times.
Yeah.
He's got every beat and moment down to it, and it's a fooler. I mean, when I watched it, you can watch a full performance on Penguin.
This is the kind of thing that Will would take to like 4F and
Yeah.
wreck other magicians with.
Yeah.
Because it really is that good.
And the method's stone
It's
cold
the world's
simple.
easiest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I like about it.
Yes, that is a good way to put it.
He bigs it up as this like world's toughest card trick because when you show it to a magician, they think in their head like they start going down crazy method paths where they're like, oh well, it's Will Fern. Will Fern is a genius. He's like, he's counting the cards with his toes behind his back, and you have no idea. But it's just, and then you learn the method, and you're like, this is ridiculous. I hate that you can think this way. Yeah.
Yes. So World's Toughest Card Trick is a great one. Let's go down. We've got 3 more to talk about here. Final Boss by Mark Calabrese.
Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work?
Oh. Did we set this one up so we have like a demo?
Oh,
Still the Ace Invaders. Still the Ace Invaders.
Craig is running this.
Yeah, no, still.
I'm going to be Ace Invaders.
I said it before, I'll say it again. What I love working with Penguin about is just the professionalism that you guys bring to the table.
Oh, absolutely. So Mark Calabrese's Final Boss is a very, very fair. You could do it as an open prediction or it's a closed prediction, but you have a prediction on your phone, and the cards are. I kind of like this process. He turns them face up and face down and does like a coin flip thing with it. So everything that's face up is eliminated. You get down to just a few cards, and then everything is. There's no magician's choice here. It's what they say is what happens. You get down to one card, and that card matches. Ace Invaders again. They are invading our. Hey, oh my God, that is the Final Boss right there. Wow. There it is. I see it.
Game over.
Yeah, game over. There he is, Mark Calabrese. So you get down to the one card, and it does indeed match the prediction that is on your phone.
It's good.
It's just a good trick, and as long as you have, it does use a simple gimmick that you can make at home.
Maybe even more test conditions than the World's Toughest.
I don't know. World's Toughest Card Trick is like.
Well, it's behind the back.
Yeah. And the whole script is about like trying to keep it that way. While we're at it, I guess should we move on to the Hancock effect and see if we can get the demo for that? Am I asking too much? Let's see. Oh, we am not. All right. So let's talk about this one. People say this is the best impromptu build trick in a very long time.
Yes. This is amazing. The first time I saw this was at Magi Fest here in Columbus, and Kyle was wandering around showing this to everyone. Mm-hmm. And I assumed that it was some insane gimmick that he would build, because he was hanging out with some gimmick builders showing this thing off. And so I was like, well, clearly those guys are great gimmick builders. Kyle makes some wonderful gimmicks himself. Surely this is some complicated piece of like apparatus, and it's not. It's completely impromptu. He did it with a borrowed dollar bill, and it destroyed me. It was so good.
I have to tell you right now that I think that Kyle Purnell is a genius. Yeah. I think he's one of the best magicians in the world. Like, I'm so big on Kyle Purnell, and he's also one of the nicest people you'll meet.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, maybe the nicest.
Yeah, he's like too nice.
Yeah, almost.
Like, he's almost too nice. But and I wish I could perform the Hancock effect. I've watched it and like it doesn't.
It doesn't
really,
work with UK money. It
doesn't work with UK
It
money.
works with US money.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it would work with a piece of paper the size of a dollar.
Yeah, and actually, Kyle teaches a version of how to do this with like a receipt paper as well, which is possible. But it does hit different when it's on a dollar bill that you just got out of somebody's.
Yeah, I can imagine you borrow a dollar bill and you do it. You're just gonna, yeah.
Yeah, well, I saw it at Magi Fest, and I told him, I'm like, I can't leave here until this is a penguin shirt. Like, I really, he could see in my eyes.
So you tied him down.
I didn't need to. He believed in us, and we believe in him, and it's the following Magi Fest. One of the performers at Magi Fest, I stopped. I said, "Hey, you got to see this trick called Hancock Effect by Kyle Purnell," and the guy went to his room and bought it immediately because he was like, that's the feeling I look for when I see magic. When I go to Magic Convention, you want to get fooled, you want to see something that you could never come up with yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like that. It was just perfect. I'm in love with that trick. I think it's one of the best impromptu things. And the idea of, like, I love Crazy Eights, where a signature moves to another place. Things like Siamese waltz, all that. This does it, but it does it without any gimmicks and like, just crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's impromptu.
I want to say, on that download is as a bonus effect, Kyle has his ungimmicked pencil through bill.
Yeah, he didn't need to include that.
He didn't need to include it, but it's
he's the nicest guy.
Yeah, he was trying to create a pencil through bill, and he screwed up and created the Hancock effect, which is to me is like the
What
best
a
part.
loser.
Of it. I think we can all say that Kyle Purnell is a loser.
Yeah.
And last on the list, we have Rep by Z Yan. And I mentioned at the beginning, we don't put out a lot of like sleight of hand downloads. This one was an exception because it was just too awesome. You get 3 vanishes from Z, who's just, I mean, his stuff is just crazy. I mean, you guys will see here in a second on the video. Oh my God. Yeah. This stuff is just, I mean,
look at this.
Yeah, look at
like,
this.
That looks like something you would do with the Raven.
Where does that go?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, look at this one.
It's ridiculous. Have you not seen this, Craig?
No.
Oh, it's great.
Look at that.
Come on.
This is awesome.
Where's the coin go?
Nick uses a Raven amazingly, and he can't make a
No, I can't even.
Raven look as good as this.
See, I wish. Yeah.
And I remember him being real funny too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was hilarious.
So Z also did a lecture with us, and he put out a bunch of ebooks as well around the same time. They're all amazing. But Rep, like I said, we don't put a lot of these types of downloads out.
It's not that we don't put a lot of these downloads out. We also don't put out a lot of like coin stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a lot of coin stuff it's either like a crazy gimmick, which is awesome, or some like.
Yeah, I mean
really
that's the reason why.
pedal
It's
to the metal
because
sleight of hand,
it is
and
that good.
It's super good.
Yeah.
For a coin trick to make it in this discussion, it's got to be good.
Yes. Yeah. And it was very popular.
No
Everybody
offense
had
to
a lot
coin
of great things to
magicians,
say
but,
about it. Like I meant, all these tricks were the most popular of 2021 in their category. So we had Convergence, Hole Hopper, World's Toughest Card Trick, Final Boss, Hancock Effect, and Rep.
For me,
Yeah. Craig, what do you got?
I'm telling you, it's got to be Hole Hopper.
It's going to be Hole Hopper.
Right, and I'll tell you for why. A lot of the other stuff is good. The World's Toughest Card Trick is good. The Final Boss is good. I can't really. Right, it might be the Hancock Effect, but I can't really do it like it should be done because I can't. So I can't. I'm not going to comment on the Hancock Effect. But the other stuff, they're both great downloads. Don't get me wrong, but they're card tricks. Whilst Hole Hopper is something completely different.
With a card, right?
With a but, it's like holes are jumping from one place to another while they're holding on to it.
Yeah.
And it's like the other two are like, oh, pick a card, I'm going to predict it, or I'm going to find it, which is great. Very clever methods, very clever, well worth being there as a download. A Hole Hopper for me is an entire another level.
Let us know too in the chat what you guys would pick. Eric, where are you at?
For me, I just want to say, Hole Hopper is cool. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I write almost all the ad copy that goes up these days. And so as a part of that, I have to watch the demo and the instructions for everything. And the first time I saw Hole Hopper, I was like, that's insane. That's like, the method was super pleasing. As far as download of the year, though, for me, it's got to be Convergence. Because Hancock Effect is great. Hole Hopper is great. Those are both awesome, solid, practical tricks. Convergence is real magic, as far as I'm concerned. I've never seen a Torn and Restored where you're usually switching it out for something else, but it's like the band you tear is the band you heal.
That's true.
Which is nuts.
Wild.
Yeah, I mean it's it's a crazy trick, and it when you hit it feels amazing. So I got to go Convergence.
Yeah, Sean.
I'll go with Convergence for download of the year and Hancock Effect for download of the decade.
So in other words, Hancock Effect.
Just checking in with the chat here.
Yeah.
And 90 Day Fiance is going with Hole Hopper, but second place is close to Hancock Effect. We got Kizaid Irani saying hello from the land of the late great Eugene Berger in Illinois, and we got 90 Day Fiance also saying hashtag Pernellhead. That's a
head.
That was it. Greg Magic TV 2.0 says he loves Penguin Magic, and that's kind of what's going on in chat right now. It's going up and down. Oh, also Mr. Hannawell.
Oh,
Mr.
Hannawell is also in the next category we're talking about. We are talking about the Penguin Magic Award nominees. The Penguin Magic Awards will be airing on this Friday, 2 days from now at noon. So you can tune in to find the winners of all the nominees that we're talking about here tonight. So let's move on to the next category. And Sean, I'm going to let you tell them a little bit about what this is. This is the Penguin Magic Partner Program.
Yeah, so we've been doing the partner program for the past, I don't know, probably 10 years or so. And this is a great way to get your stuff that you've produced at home by yourself onto Penguin, sell it directly to our customers. There's tons of opportunity there. A lot of times people that sell tricks on Penguin, they get in the top 10, they get their tricks promoted. You can send in physical items. Right now, I was in charge of it and got it going for the majority of the time. But now Chris is actually running the show. So if you have a problem, don't contact me anymore, please. Contact him. But same great service, and maybe even better with Chris because he's more dedicated to it. But the partner program's just
last year when we did the awards, I think some of the strongest magic actually was in the partner program with the floating pen. Remember that one?
That was crazy.
Nothing's coming to mind right at the second here, but
it's a great way to test out something. If you're, hey, I'm not sure if I want to produce this in gigantic quantities. I want to put 100 out there, see how it sells, get some reviews going. Partner program is great for that and many other things.
And is the partner program a good place to get onto Penguin's radar?
Yes.
Oh, it's a great way.
It is. That's the reason why.
Yeah. So if you're a creator out there and you want to get involved, on the right-hand side of Penguin, right underneath the top 20, there's a button that says "Want to hatch a great idea?" Something like that. So you click on that, and it'll send you right to the form, or you can reach out to Chris Hannawell directly.
And I will say, many of the people that have gone on to do big projects with Penguin got their start in the partner.
Yeah, and we're
something you don't want to forget about.
That's how I got my start with
Penguin.
Was,
really?
Yeah.
Shut up.
The first trick that I put out with Penguin with Ultra Lucky Coin came through the partner program.
That's right. That's
Wow.
right. Well, speaking of the partner program, maybe we got a video. We could take a look at the nominees.
Yeah, let's take a look at the
Oh yeah, we are on top of it here. I think. No, that's just the logo of the show.
No, I think we should go back to the main one. I think you can hit it right there, Nick. Nope.
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
We're just going to bounce back and forth. But so we'll go. I got them here in front of me. So I don't know if you have the ability to bring up the demos, Nick, because who knows at this point. But let's talk about one of the.
Switched over to the
I want to point out at one point today, all of this worked perfectly.
Yeah. So we have six nominees for Partner Trick of the Year. These are the best tricks from the partner program, and we were talking about people that came up through the partner program. This is definitely one of them. Breaking Band by Dr. Cyril Thomas. This is an incredible broken restored. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at this guy.
This is hot.
slow-mo, look at the camera. Okay, yeah. But this trick blew up pretty quick on social media. I think if you're a magician out there, you probably did this trick. Man, it is
sexy.
What is that? Come on. Oh yeah. All right.
How is that not black art?
Yeah.
It's not.
This is a big year for rubber band magic. First of all, I think we're going to be talking about a lot of different rubber band tricks. But this thing is just super visual, easy to do.
I like that he's taking rubber band stuff and like he's got confidence. Like he's a boss. Like he doesn't care. It's fucking. It's a rubber band trick, but it's still as cool as anything else that could be. Come out like that. Just looks good.
You know, I don't know if you're on here. Hopefully you follow us on Instagram and TikTok. But a lot of the people who work for Penguin in the manufacturing department and production, we're always putting out videos of us doing tricks. And Dave Newell did Breaking Band on our Instagram and blew up a little bit. But I think he learned it like 2 days before he filmed that. He was just crushing with it. It looks so good.
It's not that hard.
No.
No. Did this land on your radar at all?
It did. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think Dr. Cyril Thomas is incredible. Some of the stuff he's putting out.
We're going to be talking about him again, I think, at some point.
My favorite project he put out was the one with the cards and the coins. Cards and the band.
Multiverse, right?
Multiverse. I thought Multiverse was
Multiverse, Band
a couple of
Action.
things that I do on that all the time.
Yeah, he's just a hit parade, that guy.
Ace Invaders just popped up.
Oh, good. Yeah. Well, Ace Invaders is it better win Deck of the Year at this point. Also from the partner program, and another staple in this category, probably for years to come here, is David Jonathan with Threesome.
Well, David Jonathan is at this point a magic god, isn't he? Let's be honest. Right? He's responsible for one of my favorite Penguin items of all time.
Which one's that? Snaps. Oh, yeah.
That was big award winner last year.
Yeah. If you're not familiar with Threesome, it's basically a card is fairly chosen from the deck and then lost into the deck. Then 3 other cards are selected from the pack. You add up the values of those 3 cards, and then you deal down the deck and find the originally selected card.
What I love about it is a regular shuffle deck of cards in use. You can get into it anytime, anywhere. Unlike a lot of tricks that are kind of this sort of thing, it's actually a really engaging plot. Audiences really, really like it, and it's really easy to do.
Yeah. There's no reason to not know this trick.
Yeah, it's great. It's one of those tricks where once you've learnt it, it'll be your go-to. Hey, I've got a deck of cards. Can you show me a trick?
Yeah. Let me do this one. Yeah. Sean, you play with this at all?
Because like.
No, go for it.
Yeah. No, when he brought it to us and looking at it, it was like all those things that Craig is saying is true. I mean, the method is just bulletproof.
Yeah,
it's just gonna fool people. It's engaging. It's everything. And
we got 90 Day Fiance here in the chat saying loves Jonathan. His methods are workable. The dude is a legend. And his hashtag Jonathan Head. I feel like 90 Day Fiance really has got a trend going with the way they're creating the hashtags here.
Yeah, we got a lot of Jonathan Heads in the chat.
Another staple in the partner program, and I don't think he was nominated last year, and real mystery man, The Invincible Fooler by Joseph B.
Joseph B is the sleeper.
Joseph B.
I had what's a guy that we just had, Mike Powers. He was like, he called me and we had a conversation. He kept talking about Joseph B. And I've heard other people talk about Joseph B. Like he's underground.
I don't know. Does Joseph B know?
He can't be underground. He's brought out about 14 million downloads.
40 million downloads.
I know, but
and at least half of them are any card at any number.
Yeah,
that's true.
Half of them are card at any number. Yeah.
I don't know that he knows how popular he is.
No, and do you know what I love about? I don't know. Do you write the ad copy for these as well?
No, I don't.
No.
The partners are responsible for their own ad copy.
Because like every single download that he brings out is a magician fooler.
Yeah.
This is a real magician fooler. This will fool a magician. trust me, from experience, you don't want to tell people that you drink multiple magicians.
I love Joseph B, man. An invincible
All of that
fool.
may be true. However, Invincible Fooler is really good. Yeah.
The invincible. I mean, I don't even know how it works. I haven't watched the method on it. It's like if you watch it, I don't think there's a way you could know how it works.
Every time I
It's
watch
a
a
magician fool.
Yeah.
Every time I watch Joseph B products, I'm like really impressed with the method. It's always something kind of that really workable.
Back when we were doing Cool Box Live, Joseph B would show up periodically. And
Yeah.
we would always like watch the methods before we went on. We went live, and we were always like, "Oh man, that's cool! Like, we should do a trick with that principle."
Yeah, that's a good idea. Has anybody ever seen him?
No, never seen.
He's never been seen, right?
No, he's
Always, heads. Yeah, right. Yeah, this is the shot that you'll get with any Joseph
Well, you know
B
why is
product.
He's Banksy.
Yeah,
This is what Banksy releases tricks under.
My question is: has anybody seen Joseph B and Sean Dunn in the same room?
That's a great question. And I speak so highly of it.
Exactly.
Well, we love Joseph B. Thank you for all the magic that you put out there, everything you do for the partner program. Let's move on to Deliberation by Apollo Riego.
I like this. Speaking of people,
I
in the
have
chat.
no idea what that is.
Oh, this is really cool.
Tons of potential.
This is a set of envelopes that allows you to control one or more envelopes while they are mixed, and then you can do a variety of effects, whether it's a bank night or a Russian roulette or even just like a simple location. The demo that we're watching right now, there's razor blades. There's razor blades hidden in one of these envelopes, and it's a real free choice as things are mixed up. The principle on this is extremely clever.
I just told it.
Whisper it directly
Yes,
into
I
your
did.
mic.
If I did, I'm sorry.
And I love his look, right?
Yeah.
He owns that fierce look. And
Oh, right, you were telling me the method. I thought you were trying to suggest what we're going to do afterwards.
Yeah.
Right, okay, I got it.
This is so in his Penguin Live lecture, he has a couple of different things that he shares with you in how to use this, and it's really clever. It's really clever. It fooled the blazes out of me the first time he showed it to me.
yeah, I remember this came through.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it came
That's
through the
really
partner
smart.
program. We're all like, yep, that's a. Once I knew, what did Sean say? Like one word to you, and you're just like, oh yeah, that's great. You know.
I got it.
Like,
Cool,
yeah.
man.
But it's one of those things that's irritating because it's like, how was that not already a thing?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, and he's such a good magician. He was able to come up with a bunch of routines to do with it.
Great magician.
So.
And anybody with like a small amount of creativity could come up with their own stuff with it, and you'll get a lot of use with it.
Yeah.
Apollo is in the chat right now, cackling to himself.
Love the look. Paul is also currently on the cover of the February issue of Penguin Magic Monthly.
Yeah, it is.
Hey.
It's a very striking cover.
He's got a.
He has a Penguin Live coming out in April.
April.
Is it already out?
Yeah, it's already out. It's already out.
April. It was already out. Okay.
Yeah, it's already out.
I'm so behind on the Penguin Lives.
February.
April.
Not April.
Moving on, we had the P.O. Box by Nick DeFott.
Oh, this was really good. This
Look at
was
Craig.
so good.
I love this guy.
There he is.
Nick DeFott's like secretly an incredible close-up magician.
Yeah.
What do you mean, not
Anymore.
secretly?
No,
The guy's a
no.
legend.
Well, it's like he's known for his stand-up, like stage magic comedy, which is great, right? And his stage magic and stuff is good. But you don't really, you think Nick DeFott, you think comedy magic, right? But then you see what he does with P.O. Box, and this stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, him with he can do the hard gambling stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
It's the dude can do everything.
I really like this. I use the German coin box anyway, and I bought 3 of these, and I have them with me all of the time. I think it's just brilliant.
I just threw about a bunch of caps. I didn't know if they were. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, so this is basically what Nick DeFott has done is turned an ordinary bottle cap into a German coin box. If you're unfamiliar with the German coin box, go look it up. It's similar to the Okita box. There's lots of cool stuff you can do with it. But because of what he's done with making it into a bottle cap, you can do so many tricks with just a couple of quarters.
And it's so visual what he's doing. The stuff with the glass that you're seeing now on the screen at the moment.
Yeah.
Just look at that.
Yeah,
look
so
at
good.
that. I mean, look at that. That's
So good.
insane.
Just look at it.
Just look at him. Just look at him. And he's got the
Is it
Elvis
me, or
and the
does
Devo.
he look
so.
a little bit like Tom Crosby, but slimmed down?
And more pale.
and more pale.
At least in the lighting of that.
Well, last but not least is Lip Service
Ooh.
by our guy.
Mr. Hannawell
Chris
is in the
Hannawell.
chat.
Do I know that one?
Well, this is a really easy one to describe. Actually, we'll watch it right here. You just take some chapstick, put it in your mouth, and it just spins.
I have never seen that before in my life. Hang on.
You didn't know?
Hang on. So the effect is, you shove a chapstick in your mouth,
Not shove.
and it turns round.
Yes.
So in the demo, look at that.
Is the purple light part of the method?
No,
or
it's
is
not
that-
part of the method.
In the demo, he is. Have you ever wanted to put a chapstick in your mouth and have it spin?
And you can do it in your fingers too. You know.
Yeah, the mouth
That's
version's
cool.
better.
Psychic fun.
So I think we've got the idea
Okay.
It's just
on
fun.
Lip Service. It's just a
fun.
fun visual moment.
I've never seen that. Maybe I'm. I mean, it looks.
Congratulations, Chris. You broke Craig Petty.
Broke Craig Petty.
Listen, it's not to be taken too
I'm just
seriously. When he performs it, it always gets laughs.
I can
it's
imagine
funny
it would
too.
do. I can imagine it's a fun thing. I'm just trying to think at what point in my act I would ever want to
Shove.
do that.
Well, so those are our 6 partner program tricks. We have Breaking Bad.
Yeah, the fast part. Yeah.
Can you do it in the spectator's mouth?
That's a good question. Chris is in the chat. Chris, can you do that?
Suck on my chapstick.
The neon little effect adds a lot.
It does.
It really does.
So we have
with every product.
Yeah. We have Breaking Band, Threesome, Invincible Fooler, Deliberation, P.O. Box, and Lip Service. Who wants it?
I gotta go P.O. Box. I gotta go P.O. Box just because I think that it's such a clever little method. It's a great gimmick. And I think there's even like some stuff from Mullica in that.
Yeah, there is.
I've heard of them, yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everything in the partner program is really good. I mean, knowing how to do threesome and just being able to have that trick in
Yeah.
the back of your brain, those are those tricks that we're always
Do you
like,
do
looking
threesome?
for.
Because I've been sitting next to you for 15 minutes and you've been doing flawless centre deals, bottom deals, so annoying the hell out of me that no mere mortal could ever do. And you're just, do you actually do threesome?
No,
with
no,
your skills?
No, I do good magic.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm giving this to David Jonathan. Threesome's the one.
Threesome's great, and threesome's the kind of trick that we're always looking for. You know, Breaking Band. Obviously, we've talked a lot about how the rubber band magic is really going forward, but I think that Deliberation is cool because it lives in that like classic world. When you bring some of the classic stuff back and update it just a little bit, it creates stuff that is fooling to both lay people and magicians. I gotta go with P.O. Box.
P.O. Box is close. It's a close second. I do it all the time. But for me, it's got to be threesome. Because if you don't have the skills of an Erik Tate and you're a mere mortal, then having the ability to do that incredible routine anytime, anywhere. And, you know, David Jonathan's teachings is excellent. It's just the whole thing's wonderful. Although I'd like to reserve judgments because I'm going to go and get myself some of the lip service. And you never know, I might get addicted to spinning a chapstick in my mouth. So
I think, you got some chapstick in your future.
It might be that. Right now.
I can't wait to put that on Penguin social media. It's just Craig Petty doing lips.
In 2 weeks, we'll see the review
Suck
on
on
the
the
Lip
chapstick,
Service
yeah.
page.
Completely self-contained.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm going to get Ryan to do it. There you go, kid.
Sean, what do you got?
Well, by the time Default turns 30, he'll win every magic award possible. So he does not need to win this one. I think Deliberation has the potential to be something really, really special.
Yeah.
And I think it will in future versions. I know some inside information talking to Apollo. I think that is going to be really, it is great, and it'll be even greater. Breaking Band, man, that's just doing something that, like, completely brand new. It's so visual. It's for me, Breaking Band, with a very, very, very close second of Lip Service.
Well, so if you're just joining us,
And I love lip service. I'm not
no, lip service is a great trick. It's on here for a reason. It's very popular. If you're just joining us, we are talking about the Penguin Magic Award nominees. The Penguin Magic Awards will air on Friday at noon. We have Sean Dunn, Craig Petty, and Erik Tate. I'm Nick Lacapo. I actually already know who won all of these categories, so I'm not really chiming in on any of the things. But tune in on Friday at noon, and you will be able to find out who won each one of these categories. Now, we do have Craig Petty here. He's been chained
Works
to the
like
back
a dog.
as we've been working all sorts of projects with Craig. Craig, while we got the people here, I figured if you could talk about your channel and maybe some of the products that we've got coming up here.
Yes.
Tell people what you got going
on. So we filmed how many? How many did we do?
I don't know.
Erik?
We filmed nine projects.
Yeah, long projects.
We did pre-production for 2 more projects, and we filmed a Penguin Live lecture that, quite honestly, might get you a nomination next year.
Ooh.
think?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's that's probably a lock. Right.
It's a very, very good lecture full of really, really good commercial serviceable tricks. And there's stuff for everybody, because there's cards, there's coins, there's mentalism, there's some stuff with offbeat props, but also there's easy stuff that's practically self-working, and there's stuff that's a little more challenging. If you're into coin stuff, you've got to check out Craig's lecture. The audience, we did
Beat the audience up last
Craig
night.
is the very first outside performer that we have had into our brand new theater. Nick and I have been hogging this space to ourselves, and he killed him dead last night.
Yep,
Thank
sure
you, man.
did.
Thank you. It
Sure
was
did.
really fun. Yeah, the Penguin Live is going to be great. I'm really looking forward to you seeing that. I mean, one of the big things for me is that we filmed Keymaster. We filmed the Keymaster project.
Right.
And I want to call it a project because when I first brought it out, like 13, 14 years ago, it was 1 trick. And now it's like 11 tricks, right?
Yeah.
It's 11 tricks.
Filmed 11 different tricks for Keymaster.
2.5 hours, almost 3-hour project, something like that. Live performances. Every night we've been going out getting live performances in the bar.
And there's an additional gimmick that comes with it that did not come with the original Keymaster.
Yeah, so you get an additional gimmick. And the whole idea behind the project is it's now not just Keymaster. It's a collection of routines, and we talk about how you can actually link these together into an act and how to transition from one trick to another trick to another trick. So in essence, you can have an act on your keychain. Genuinely, you can take your keychain, put your keys in your pocket, and you've got a 20-minute act that you can do anywhere. And what was really important to me is that we supplied the keys uncut. Obviously I use uncut keys.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, we supply the keys uncut for a couple of reasons. One, I prefer to use uncut keys. If they want to cut them, they can. But the key thing about this is most people that are watching this, they'll be able to take the Keymaster gimmicks and cut them to their own house key.
Right. So good.
So as long as you've got the key to your house when you leave, you've got Keymaster.
That's great.
And you've got the ability to do this like 15, 20-minute act anytime, anywhere. This is the project I've always wanted to bring out, and I'm finally...
Everything you can do with Keymaster, you can also do with lip service too. So.
Really? Well, have you seen my bonus routine? I don't. You put a key in your mouth and it just... It's so good.
In the chat here, we have Jim Hay, the Magician, says, great show, Craig. So I think Jim Hay was at your show last night.
Jim, thank you for watching.
Jim says that the card under box is worth the entire price of your lecture.
Wow. That means...
Seen the price of the lecture.
Yeah. And we got David Jonathan in the chat right now. And David Jonathan is actually bringing something up that I want to talk about with Craig, which is Craig also just won the Thurston Award on the Magic Cafe. Now, this is an award that represents the embodiment of the spirit of magic and unparalleled customer service and community service in Magic. So congratulations, Craig, for winning.
I'm really excited for that
really
because a couple of reasons. One, I sit there making these videos in my office or in my studio, and to hear that it really kind of helps people makes it all worthwhile. And also the fact that it was the Magic Cafe, where at one point or another, I think I've called every single person on that place an asshole. So the fact that, they voted for me as well is wonderful. That's great. Apparently you treat them mean and you keep them keen. So that's wonderful. But no, it's really great that I got that.
Well, speaking of service to the community, let's talk a little bit more about your channel and what you're doing there.
Okay,
because you're putting out. We produce a lot of content here at Penguin. Craig has his beat.
On my own.
On his own.
Yeah.
3 videos a day. 27 videos.
Four on a Wednesday, 4 on a Thursday, 4 on a Friday, 4 on a Saturday, 4 on a Sunday. 3 most days, 4 some other days.
Maybe cut one a day off or something. You know? Like you
Sean's just giving me an idea to do a new video every week.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to the man?
I'm gonna say it here now. When I get back every Wednesday evening, where there's no video going up, I'm gonna be delving into the old Penguin lives,
Ooh.
and I'm gonna be picking out a routine that people have probably forgotten about, performing it, explaining why it's so good, and then telling people where they can get it from.
You know what? So I don't know if people know this.
Yeah, it's a good time to bring that up.
Yeah, so with the Penguin Lives, there's lots of material. Now with me hosting them, when you buy a Penguin Live, not only do you get the lecture, but you also get a quick pick, which is my favorite trick from the lecture, sliced right out just to see exactly what it is.
That's great.
And I'm doing it for the current one. So we started with Amanda Nepo, we've had it with Jeffrey Wong, and now Raphael Benatar. But I'm going to start going backwards as well, and doing that for all of the old lectures as well. So maybe...
What are you going to cut out of Craig's?
What am I going to cut out of Craig's?
I'm going to put that on your spot here. But
It's really tough because the card to box is really good.
Card to box, one of my favorite things I saw this weekend.
The
Yeah.
Triumph in it is really good too because the Triumph is easy, but it's got this great kicker. So Craig does Triumph with a selected card, and then at the very end, not only does he have their card, but suddenly he produces the other 3 cards for the 4 of a kind, which is really neat. It's super easy.
It's crazy how important Penguin Lives are to Magic.
Yeah,
I know I work here and everything, but like they've done.
They're so
much.
good.
Yeah.
Every time I turn one on, I'm like, oh yeah, who had that thing? Let me go look for it, and then I just get stuck because the first 3 routines in the lecture were amazing too.
I'll tell you right now, my favorite thing on any Penguin Live. You guys, first of all, I love G. G's amazing.
G.
Right? G's got so much stuff.
Yeah.
Who was he?
So do you guys
amazing.
remember the routine with the napkin on there? Because this has been my go-to thing in bars for so long. There's a routine on there where you just go into any bar, you borrow a napkin, and you get them to draw a light bulb on it. And then you just take it and you go watch. And the picture that they drew on the napkin lights up, like just lights up. Right there, surrounded, just lights up, and then you go, and it goes off, and you just give them the napkin.
That's insane.
It's incredible. I've had so many gigs from just doing that in a bar. And nobody does it. Everybody I speak to goes, oh, I've never seen that. I've never seen it. It's on his Penguin Live. It's on G's Penguin Live. It's amazing.
He's
I
amazing.
just noticed something. Everyone at this table has done a Penguin Live.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
Penguin
Well,
Live.
it's Magic TV, right?
Yeah.
Greg Petty's Magic TV.
Greg Petty's Magic TV.
Lots of videos.
There's reviews on the reviews are great because it's very in depth. It's you and your son Ryland.
Yep.
And I mean, you're a great magician. Ryland is also a great magician.
He's
Ryland is arguably as good as you.
Well, he got on the gala show at Blackpool and I didn't.
Yeah, I know. And he crushed it at the gala show.
Yeah, he's a great.
Standing over.
No, he's a 9-year-old kid and he's amazing.
Yeah, it's a great channel. We've been watching it since the start, and yeah, you should subscribe.
Yeah, if you don't subscribe, it'd mean the world if you did. I don't think you can watch everything that goes on the channel.
No.
I don't think anybody could possibly do that. But
No.
you pick and choose.
He beats you into submission with the amount of content he puts out. So
reviews, there's discussions on theory, there's live performances, tons of stuff, and lots of interviews. I do 2 interviews a week. Obviously, you've been interviewed, Nick, and so have you, Eric. Not you, Sean.
Not yet.
It's hard to get around your schedule, but it'll happen. But yeah,
I thought of it. You should ask Mandy.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Whether she would or not.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. But she's very underground, isn't she? A lot of people don't know who Mandy is.
Nobody knows.
I'd like to.
She's literally underground this school. Here.
Yeah, right. Down in the basement.
Well, Craig Petty's Magic TV. Give it a look if you've not. But we filmed a lot of stuff with Craig, and it's going to be coming out this year. Most of it.
Trust me, when you see Thud, that's something that you want to get.
Thud's an exciting project.
Yeah,
as well.
Thud
And
is.
the other thing that we should talk about before we move on is Chopped. Chop. Sorry, chop is very exciting. It's a chop cup routine with an ordinary paper coffee cup and a borrowed $1 bill. At the end of it, the $1 bill appears inside of the lemon that appears underneath this ordinary styrofoam coffee cup. It's crazy, but it's like Keymaster though in that you get a great gimmick, but you also get like 5 or 6 different routines.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff on there. Chop came out many, many years ago, and since then, I've got new moves, new handlings, new routines, new ideas, new concepts, new everything. Nick Pulper was as giddy as a schoolgirl when he was like watching the tutorial for that.
We were filming the tutorial, and we've got this fantastic new camera system that Nick Popa is running right now, and I'm on one side taking notes and doing stuff, and Nick is filming it. And just every once in a while, I hear him go, just laughing himself silly because he was so excited for the moves.
There he is.
Like, he really got his laugh.
There he is. There he is.
And I'll tell you right now, one of the things that's on Chop, one of the new routines on Chop, is a mystery box with a borrowed coffee cup. So imagine taking a borrowed coffee cup, dropping a folded up card in there, putting it as far away from you as you want to, having the card picked, signed, you go back, you give them the coffee cup, they tip it out, it's their card.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Just want to point someone on the chat. Nicholas Carrero says Eric Tate is a genius, so clearly Nicholas has great taste.
Yes, he is.
And Jonathan Deaver says the Mark Leverage is a great lecture with ones of wonderfully commercial material.
Did Mark Leverage do a penguin? Right.
He did.
Wow. That's great.
Long time ago.
And Paulo Riego says that he would like to have Nick's hair.
He's got great hair. He's got great
Everybody
hair.
wants Nick's hair.
One project that you did here, I will mention real quick that I think a lot of people are going to be excited. I'm super excited. The Flipper project.
Oh,
Reflipped.
I actually went and bought a Flipper gimmick because of it, and I never thought that would happen. And
There's so much you can do with this gimmick. I mean, you were there in the bars when I was doing empowerment.
Craig has a routine called Empowerment, and what happens is you put 4 coins in the spectator's hand, and the spectator does all the work, and the coins disappear from the spectator's hand and reappear in your hand.
Right.
It is, I'm not making that up. That's just what happens.
They do the
They
vanishes.
do the vanishes. And it all happens in their hand. Like, you're not even touching their hand. You're not even close to them when
Crazy visual vanishes. So in the show last night, Craig gets a young woman up and sits her on the table to do Empowerment, this routine. That woman is my neighbor. She texted me this morning, okay, the show was great. How did I vanish the coins?
And the last coin, they hold it in their closed hand.
Yeah.
They hold it in their closed hand. They give the other coins to somebody else to hold in their hand. And they open up their hand and it goes from their hand. And it's in the other person's hand, and you don't have to do anything.
So good. All right.
A ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we'll move on.
talk about Craig.
Yeah, we can talk about Craig all day. But we are here to talk about the Penguin Magic Award nominees. This is the pre-show party where we're just kind of breaking down all the different tricks that have been nominated for the Penguin Magic Awards, which are going to air on noon on Friday. So you'll be able to find out all the winners. We have 3 more categories to get to here. And the next category up, and I don't know, we'll see. It's been a while since we've tested the nominees for the P3 Product of the Year. Maybe we'll find out. And just no, that's the logo. That's the logo. No, wait. No. Okay, never mind.
Honestly, it's seamless.
Yeah, I have them here. We'll just go through them one at a time. Oh, was that it?
That was it.
Was that it? Yeah, the P3 Product of the Year. Here's the nominees for the P3 Product of the Year. That was just the bumper. That was just the bumper. We need the nominees one. The nominees one. But that's all right. The first one up, it's going to show up on the.
It's just the bumper over and over.
It's just like.
How much was this new theater setup?
Oh no! I mean, this had nothing. This was me rendering this stuff just before I got here. Oh my God. So the P3 Product of the Year category is basically, it's kind of our homegrown category here.
Is this the Oscar? Is this the big one?
No. We have 2 more categories to go. Then they get bigger than this because these are the tricks that we produce in-house here. And while we produce downloads and decks of cards and everything else, these are the physical magical items that show up at your door that we actually spent a lot of time
Yes.
on, right?
Yeah, yeah.
From all the way from design to packaging to everything. So up first we have a Divine and Conquer by Leo Reed. We got the demo up here. The effect is this. You have one person look at they just look at the cards. They think of one, and then you show the deck to another person. They look at the cards and they think of one. Then you just turn to the first guy, you tell them what their card is, you just read their mind, and then the second card, you make it vanish from the deck. And to prove that it's gone, you deal through the deck. There's only 51 cards left, and their card that they're thinking of is gone. You reach in your pocket, and it ends up in your pocket. It's a miracle.
Yeah.
It's a miracle.
I mean, what else do you need to say beyond that?
It's a specially printed deck that only does one trick. But by God, is it a good trick?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
a great trick.
Yes.
It's so when we were at Blackpool last week, yesterday.
6 months ago. I don't know.
I had never performed the trick,
Right.
but I learned it for Blackpool, and I started doing it for people on the stand, and it's intoxicating to perform that trick. You feel like you've got real magic.
Yeah, totally. It's so good.
Just the cleanest thought of card type of routine with I would say a magical finish of
Yeah. Yeah, it does have a bit of like a magical finish. Yeah, and it couldn't be any easier to do. I mean, because there's zero sleight of hand. It's like look at a card. You could do it there, or you could be like look at a card. You got one, and then you're done.
Oh!
And you're literally done.
Guess who's in the chat right now?
Is it?
It's Leo Reed.
Wow.
We have Leo Reed in the chat.
Wow.
Leo says, thanks for the kind words. Leo, of course.
I'm
This
a
is great.
Leo.
Well,
I'm a Leo head.
You a Leo head?
Hashtag Leo head.
Yeah, 90 Day Fiance sleeping on the hashtag.
Yeah, right.
well, on behalf of the Magic community, thank you for releasing Divide and Conquer. It's amazing.
Yes, fantastic trick. And
Ryland's go-to card trick.
yeah, I think about that, right? That's imagine seeing that kid, like from a kid that young.
9-year-old?
If you got hit up by Divine and Conquer by a 9-year-old.
Well, he's got a residency.
Yeah, well, we know how
does
good
it
he
in the
is,
residency.
but I mean, just a killer effect that it's in the reach of anybody.
It's so
Man,
good.
you put your
here's
kid
the
to
other
work
thing.
at 9 years old.
Of course I do. It's going to be my meal ticket when I'm older.
When you think about how well constructed this trick is, because so I have a notoriously bad memory. Like there's a reason that I don't do stack work. I have tried to learn mnemonica like a million times.
4 of clubs, 2 of hearts.
7 of diamonds.
Sleep. I can do.
It's only 4
Divine
cards.
Yeah,
It's only 4 cards.
You got to know 4 cards.
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yep.
And it's so good.
Yep. Yeah, that's. We could talk about Divine and Conquer all night. Let's move on to the next one, which is Repetition by Nathan Kranzo.
Oh, that's the one with it's a little bit like
It's a 4-card
card repeat.
You bring out 4 cards, 4 queens with blue backs, and then you put 1 away, and you say, okay, we got 1 away. I'm going to show you the amazing 3-card trick, and then 1 comes back, and you throw it away. But the kicker ending is that they all turn red at the end.
It kind of made the least cool trick cool.
Yeah.
Like it made 6-card repeat cool
Yeah.
and something you would want to perform.
The 6-card repeat is one of those things that I feel like certain people get attracted to that trick, and then they work it and they work it and they work it and they figure out a way to make it finally like a real routine that works for them. Michael Finney's version of 6-card repeat is great, but like only Michael Finney can do it because it's very Michael Finney. Repetition is a really great effect because it works right out of the box, but it's also the kind of trick that other people can do. It's not like learning somebody else's 6-card repeat where you're like, oh no, this doesn't quite fit for me. Repetition can work for just about anyone.
Yeah.
Kranzo's got a way of taking dusty old card tricks and
Yeah.
making them like really
Not just
really
dusty
fun,
old
yeah.
card tricks, just dusty old tricks in general. I
Yeah.
mean, look at Invisible Coin.
Invisible Coin.
Yeah.
So good. So good. Yeah, this.
That's like a 60.
A lot of people like this trick.
Well, yeah, I got to say, as far as looking at the numbers of sales and all that stuff, this was one of the most sold tricks of 2021.
Shocked all of us.
Yes, yeah. This one, everybody bought this trick. Huge hit from last year, actually. So Repetition's great trick. Moving on, we have Stroop Test by
By the
Jonathan.
legend that
The
is
legend, David Jonathan and Nicholas
Mavresis.
Marvesis.
It looks kind of scary in that
somebody
video.
mentioned Stroop Test earlier in the chat. I hadn't brought it up yet, but this was one that got mentioned in the chat as someone like just talk about how clever David Jonathan and Nicholas Mavrisis are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was one of those when I first got it in my hands. I was like, well, I have no clue what that method is. You know,
David Jonathan is ridiculously clever. Nicholas Mavrisis
Same.
has an ability to take like really unknown principles and just put them a brand new spin on them. You take the two of them together, and they're just unstoppable.
Did you see his lecture at Blackwell?
I caught a little bit of it, but I was really busy. But I
it
saw
was
all of the new stuff, and just what he's got. He's just the two of them together are just brilliant. This is awesome.
So
and the fact that you've got Dan Harlan on the project, he wouldn't just put his name on anything.
No.
No,
So
Dan's a fan of David too.
yeah, he's a big fan. Obviously, they did snaps together, but the effect is essentially you have these Stroop Test cards, which are just cards that have names of colors on them, and you give somebody the Stroop Test. It's not the actual Stroop Test, but long story short, at the end, you've successfully predicted the color that they would think of. Right? It's a packet trick. It's a mentalism packet trick, which doesn't really exist.
It's a mentalism packet trick, but it's a mentalism packet trick based on an actual psychological principle.
Right.
It doesn't use the psychological principle at all, but it's one of those rare tricks where you get to talk about psychology in a fun way, and like how you can like influence people and actually talk a little bit about something that real scientists have studied, and it makes for like an instantly engaging routine. I mean, they're right into it.
I'm getting distracted by seeing Dan because he's slowly evolving to a werewolf. Like, remember that video game Altered Beast?
Oh yeah, love Altered Beast.
It's just nuts. Yeah.
We should.
Oh, that Neek Tan, I love his channel. So anyway, it does come in the great P3 packaging. I'm going to show off some of our packaging.
It's one of the best openers I've found if you're going to go into some mental magic or some mentalism.
When Dave brought it to me, I not to make this about myself or anything, but when he brought it to me, my first thought was like, that's a plot that people have been wanting to perform as a trick for
a long time.
Since the internet started doing these viral videos where it's like a Stroop Test kind of thing. So
yeah, it can be done virtual as well. Yeah. You know, it's one of those.
This is one of those tricks that is really great virtually.
Yeah.
Because it's the hook is so compelling that it doesn't matter that you're doing it through a screen.
And another just like last note on it too is a lot of people have converted this to stand-up performance as well. I've seen people actually make jumbo cards of this at home.
And I've seen a lot of people make their own in foreign languages.
Yeah, that too.
Which is another like big one. I've seen a lot of Spanish and French versions of this.
Next up, we have Her Card, His Card by Cody Fisher, which is a stone cold killer.
I was speaking to Sean about this earlier on today. It's absolutely brilliant. I love this. It takes the classic sort of Red Hot Mama or Chicago opener, and it just makes it a million times better. And the thing with Cody is he is the ultimate worker.
Yeah.
You could drop him off anywhere in the world, put him in front of a group of people, and within 10 minutes, with no props, he'd have them literally just laughing their ass off. He is so good.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but I've heard stories about when Cody shows up to a show when other magicians are performing. He has to bring like 3 or 4 shows because he knows that they're going to be doing
all of his stuff.
Stuff. So he's got to bring extra stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
In case his stuff is being performed.
That's hilarious.
It's true.
But yeah, no, I believe it.
His stuff is all great. I mean, I think I've got a Cody piece in my show. I think you've got a couple of Cody pieces.
I've done all of
I actually
he does it.
Yeah.
I actually think. Yeah. I think there's a show that I do that actually doesn't have a Cody, which is weird because I know, right?
It's hard to do.
Yeah. But no, it's so good, and everything he does is just brilliant. And this is a perfect example of Cody at his best.
Yeah.
Taking a classic and just making it better.
Yeah, so this is a version of Red Hot Mama where you get an extra change on the back of the card. It just makes sense. It's like when you watch it, you're like, man,
why didn't I come up with that?
it's so good.
That's a hard trick to make better.
Right, right, yeah. Obviously, we love Cody. His Penguin Live is one of the best. I recommend it to people all the time.
And the gimmick is really satisfying.
Yeah,
When you realize how it works, you're not disappointed.
Yep.
It's like, oh, that's good.
Yep,
That's
so good. So her card, his card, one of the nominees for P3 Product of the Year. Up next, we have Puzzled by Roddy McGee.
Okay, as good as
Roddy-
everything else
Roddy
is,
McGee.
just forget it. You got a Roddy trick in the list. That's all you need.
We got a Roddy trick in the list here.
Yeah, if this was like a sports competition, Roddy's using steroids.
Yeah.
Roddy's juicing his tricks.
Yes. So Puzzled is a playing card puzzle. You bring out a puzzle of a jack of diamonds, you do it in front of the person, but then you remove a piece and rearrange the other pieces, and you get the chocolate bar illusion out of it, which is very fun. As in, the pieces still fill the entirety of the card, even though you've removed a piece. But then the crazy part happens is you add the piece back on, you give it a little twist there, and the pieces fuse in place, giving the spectators a giveaway souvenir card there.
The thing with, Puzzled is amazing.
Sorry, I need to interrupt you real quick.
Please do.
David Copperfield chiming in.
Again?
saying, love Cody.
Oh, well, everybody loves Cody.
He's so busy. He's taking his time out to watch our.
Yes.
Wow, that's great.
There you go.
David, you're an inspiration, and I know you're listening, but
Thanks
I mean-
for tuning in, man.
I mean,
Let's talk about. David Copperfield is great, and this is wonderful. We're all very excited, but let's talk about Roddy McGee.
right.
Yeah. Compared to
see what you've done there.
this is actually quite tame for Roddy.
Yeah.
Like normally he's making dough come to life, and he's making invisible little doors in boxes and stuff
Sure.
like that, and something that's just completely, absolutely freaking mental. This is tame by his comparison.
This is like smart,
but
right?
this is
Is that? Are you throwing shade?
No, it's like a real like smart.
what I
like,
love about
complete
this,
trick, you know?
the hook, because
Yeah.
everybody has seen that chocolate illusion on the
Yeah.
internet. It's gone everywhere. So you bring it out, they immediately know what you're doing, and they're expecting it, and then you just hit them in the head with just like this mad moment of stupidity, and then you give it them as a souvenir. I mean, how good is that?
So
It's incredible.
there's a really great venue that Nick and I play together called Keller's Keller's Magic and Comedy Club. It's up in Erie, Pennsylvania. It's really great. It's right next to where Harry Keller was born.
Oh wow.
And Nick was doing Puzzled behind the bar and giving these cards away, and you just see people afterwards just like, but it was. You see them going, pieces.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. It's like you almost have to force them to take it because they almost like don't want it. They're just like, how could you possibly give me this thing? It's one of the stronger souvenir cards I've ever given away. Fantastic thinking, just a totally complete routine, and again, we get this really
90
nice.
Day Fiance is saying something in the chat that I think we all have said in some way or another. Roddy is the most creative magician on the planet, and
I think so.
Yeah,
And unfortunately, we haven't like really gotten to feature Roddy in the 2 times we've done the awards show. But this year, we have yes, we have a great release by Roddy here this year. But next year, there's like going to be like, I don't know, like 6 Roddy tricks.
Yeah.
Next year it's going to be all Roddy.
Yes, it's going to be the year of Roddy McGee. I can tell.
You and I were talking about this in Blackpool because if you've ever been to the Blackpool Magic Convention, Penguin is always there, Roddy is always there doing his tricks, and then Nick and I are down at the other end and we're watching it. And the stuff that's really cool about Roddy's tricks is that he creates routines that are just nightmarishly good. Like he's bringing dough to life. He's making rings vanish and appear on other people's keys. He's opening doors in the back. But they're routines that you can do.
Yeah.
That other magicians can do. And it makes sense. And they're fun to do. And they're pleasing to do. And you don't even really have to work that hard to make it your own.
Nope.
Because it feels very personal the way Roddy creates it. And Puzzled is another example of that.
Yep, that's where Roddy's brilliance is.
Can I just ask, you guys are Americans.
Yeah.
When Roddy comes over here to film, do you even understand a word he's saying?
No idea.
I mean, I've learned the Roddy language.
But frankly, I don't understand a word he's saying.
And he's got a pretty tame accent, I think.
yeah.
But so
Roddy and I, when he was over here, we both saw our first raccoon together.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You can scroll back on
special
Eric's
moment?
Facebook feed.
It was a big moment. Yeah, we were outside. We were looking at a raccoon, and just out of the darkness, I hear Roddy say, "Oh, they're beautiful." Just as we watched a raccoon open an empty Wendy's garbage bag over itself.
Yeah,
It
he
was
loves
great.
raccoons.
Loves raccoons.
Yeah, Roddy McGee loves raccoons.
Well, last but not least on the P3 product list is a really fantastic release, and that is The Moment by Andy Nyman. Hey, look, it's me doing the same
like
thing right there. Okay, so this routine is a coincidence effect using some really special cards, these 1950 style retro snap cards. Essentially, the spectator shuffles the deck or cards a bunch of times, and they also choose a color, and you've predicted the color, and also however they've shuffled the cards ends up matching the stack that you didn't touch from the beginning of the effect. It's a kind of a hard one to explain, but the routine itself is an absolute gem.
But then you have the extra bonus routine.
Oh, the
extra
bonus
bonus
routine.
Circus in your palm.
Oh, so
Arguably
good.
stronger than the main effect.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to do the main effect.
You do have
basically.
to do the main effect, but the bonus effect is you tell them, think of one of those circus performers in the middle of your hand, and you look them in the eye and tell them exactly the one they're thinking of. It's one of the most direct pieces of mind reading you can do.
And
Yeah.
Eddie's looking really cool in his older years.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good.
yeah.
No, that tutorial is something special, actually, and especially when it comes to like a mental reveal like that. Just hearing Andy's thoughts on just a straight up like how to tell somebody what they're thinking is invaluable.
So I host the podcast, and I would say far and away, apart from your interview last year, the standout interview of the year is the Christmas episode that we did with Andy Nyman. It's a 2-part episode, and the first episode is all Andy talking about the moment and sort of where it came from, everything that went into it, some of the decisions around like the way, like the guy from Ascension is in the demo with
Oh yeah,
Succession,
his
not
name is
Succession.
Matthew McFadden.
It took me a while to realize. I was like, wait a minute, and I watched that show. So.
Yeah, this guy in the demo here is a pretty popular actor. He's also in like Succession.
Yeah.
So
Pride and Prejudice.
You should really listen to the Andy Nyman episodes on the Penguin Magic podcast. You will absolutely love what Andy talks about.
And a little birdie told me that obviously when it comes to the Nymans, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
no.
Of course, Preston is amazing, and a little birdie tells me that he's going to be doing more stuff.
Yeah, we might be talking about Mr. Preston on this show in about a year,
Nice.
most likely. I mean, I've seen some of those
Such
tricks.
a
And
great guy. He
yeah,
really is.
looking forward to hanging out with him. I heard he's going to be at Magic Live, so
I went out to lunch with him at Blackpool. Really cool guy.
Cool.
He came up and he did a thing with ESP cards that fooled the heck out of me. I have no idea how that works. He gave it to me, and I'm like afraid to learn it because I don't want the magic to be lost. Because he read my mind.
Well, we've got Divine and Conquer, Repetition, Stroop Test, Her Card, His Card, Puzzled, and The Moment.
That's a really strong list.
Who wants it?
Well, I'm telling you right now. I'm sorry, Nick, but nobody beats the Roddy.
Nobody beats the Roddy.
Roddy is the man. I mean, there's some great stuff there, but I'm going for Puzzled. It's such a commercial trick.
It is.
As Paul Harris would say, an incredible moment of strength.
Eric, where are you at?
Oh man, for me it's a toss up between Puzzled and The Moment, because the Moment is a really good trick, and the circus in your palm it like makes me want to do mentalism, which is how good it is. But Puzzled is also really good. So I'd have to flip a coin and.
These are tough. I
Yeah.
mean, every one of these tricks is a killer. Sean?
I mean, the Nate Transit took 6-card repeat and made it popular and cool again. That seems to me impossible to do. So I'm gonna do that. Even though I really love Divine and Conquer a lot, I think it's like if I was a working magician doing
Yeah, I mean,
gigs, I would buy that.
like side note for me, I end up usually having to perform all of these types of effects, and for me, I had the most fun probably with Divine and Conquer. I mean, I've done Puzzled to death. I've done it like maybe done it more than anybody else. To be honest, I absolutely love that trick. I bring that with me at this point.
Yeah, if I had to choose one of these to get a reaction, it's her card, his card.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That's that. You know, you're gonna blow them up with that.
Repetition's very impressive. That you take that old kind of like forgotten plot and made it something that's easy to do, carry with you. So I go with repetition.
Well, we got a couple more categories to get to. We're not going to be too much longer here. And if you're just joining us, we are talking about the Penguin Magic Awards, which are going to air this Friday at noon right here on YouTube, on the Penguin Magic YouTube channel. So if you don't subscribe to us, make sure you do that so you get alerted when that goes live.
It's a party in the chat over here. People saying that they love David Copperfield. They're happy he's watching. Leo Reed says thank you again, Nick, for the great work you did on his card, for Divine.
Yeah, I end up having to teach a lot of these, so yeah.
And 90 Day Fiance is just talking about how cool the art and the package is on the moment. I mean, the packaging on is super cool.
I honestly believe this is one of our best, as far as complete product from start to finish goes. When this came out, I was like, wow, I knew we were doing good stuff, but this I was really proud of.
A couple people did message me and say like they bought it for the look of the cards before they knew what the trick was. Just because I think they just appreciate that old school look. It's just very charming.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, we are moving on to a big one here. This is Lecture of the Year.
This is exciting.
Do we even bother with the nominee thing?
Nope.
Okay, no nominee, because we got him here anyway. I just thought
the bumper might work.
Okay, but but hey, Lecture of the Year, why not? So, Penguin Live Lecture of the Year. These were the most popular lectures that happen in Penguin Live. If you're not familiar, we do every two lectures a month for one low price for the Penguin Live All Access Pass. These have been going. We're going on the 10-year anniversary of Penguin Live. That's coming up. We're gonna have to figure out exactly when that is. Because we probably should do something for that.
We really should do something for it. The Penguin Live lectures have been really, really fun to take over and host. I mean, so we just did one with Craig, which was a lot of fun. And, I had some big shoes to fill following up Dan Harlan, because Dan did more than 400
It's stupid.
I would not want to be the guy that follows Dan Harlan.
No, and let me tell you, it is tough. But we have had some really, really solid lectures. And ones that are coming out right now. We have Luis Otero is on pre-order right now, and that might be one of my favorite card lectures
so good.
that has come out. It is so smart. Rafael Benatar is the one that's out right now, which has got 7 pieces from his working repertoire, all really great stuff. The Mark Zakaria, all kinds of crazy stuff in there. So cards and mentalism, and he teaches you how to start off doing magic, table hopping, and then shift it to like a serious mentalism piece that your audience loves. And you see him do that in our studio with a couple of people. And it's the list goes on.
Yeah. No, and Erik is also not only hosting lectures, but if you are a Penguin Live subscriber, he is now starting to make subscriber-only content for our subscribers as well, pulling out certain pieces from each lecture that he loves and actually going back into some old lectures as well, doing some deep dives with you guys out there. So take a look at it. But let's talk about our nominees. The first one up, Ekaterina Live.
Ekaterina Live is a really, really good one. Now, what I will say is it's one of the first virtual lectures we did. And when I say virtual lectures, I mean Ekat lives in Quebec. And if you've never seen Ekat's YouTube page, you got to check it out. She does reviews, she does performances, she's doing all kinds of really great stuff on her YouTube video.
Yeah, she's very good.
She's very good, and the production quality on her YouTube channel is through the roof. And so she is in her personal studio, I'm in my studio, we're connecting back and forth, and she teaches some really, really solid magic. And she breaks it down between gimmicks that you can build, card tricks that you can just do, and then a couple of moves that everyone should have. And for me, the standout, we hadn't started doing the exclusive content yet, but she teaches her effect layers, which if you've never seen it, she did it on Wizard Wars.
Yeah, so
You have somebody pick a card, you do a bunch of stuff with it, maybe it's an ambitious card, maybe it's a card to impossible location, and at the end of it, you peel the card open, and a picture of them is in the layers, printed on the layers between the cards, right? She teaches you how to do signatures, she teaches you how to do images, Layers is amazing, and it's been unavailable for a while because she had released it before, but she teaches all kinds of new stuff with it as well. The ECAT lecture is awesome.
Yeah.
Can you imagine someone like complaining about how like, I wish it was a little bit stronger. I wish this was signed, or like.
Yeah, that was one of the most sold and highest reviewed lectures this year.
It's really, really strong. I hope that we can do more stuff with ECAT.
Yes.
Because she is, and the thing is, there's so many magicians who are like, man, where is ECAT stuff? How come I haven't seen it? The reason you haven't seen it is because she's working. Mm-hmm. She's out there doing gigs. She is out there absolutely killing it.
Also, one of the most reviewed and purchased lectures this year was Adam Wilbur live.
Have you seen Adam Wilbur live?
Yes. Absolute. It was. I'll tell you right now. I don't know who else is on that list. I don't care. I just don't care. You may as well just shut up and go home because Adam Wilbur's got it. I'm sorry. His lecture was just full of the type of magic I like. Really commercial, hard-hitting magic that everybody can watch and do. I love that lecture.
Yeah, it's really, really great stuff. He teaches a handling of the mental photography deck. Talk about going back in and dusting off something kind of old, but it's super commercial. Did you know Adam Wilbur opens his Magic Castle act with mental photography?
Yeah, but when you watch him do it, you know why.
Yeah, it's super strong. Some really great card tricks in there. He teaches some interesting gimmick stuff. He also he includes a PDF and a walkthrough of his virtual studio, or of his virtual performance area. So Adam, like a lot of us, started doing virtual performances when the pandemic hit. And so he did the work to figure out how you can make a setup that looks like $1 million, but for only a couple $100. And it's really, really thorough.
Yeah.
And it's very good.
Again, one of the most reviewed, rated everything lecture. Adam Wilbur's live lecture is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Frank DeVille live.
Ooh,
Frank. Well, I can talk about Frank. Frank is a street performer. He actually performs out on the pier in not Maui,
Santa Monica.
Santa Monica. Frank does the classics. We're talking Cups and Balls, Half-Dyed Hank, Rope Magic, that type of stuff. But he's got a knack for the hard stuff, like making it harder than it almost needs to be, but also making it completely invisible. Like his moves, they're not there, right? So if you want to learn about street magic, right, and if you want to learn about how to do things well, like how to practice to actually do the hard stuff, I mean, his card magic in this lecture is insane.
Yeah, but the real standout for Frank DeVille in this lecture has to be the silk stuff.
Oh yeah, no.
It's the only time I've ever seen Dan Harlan surprised
Right.
by a silk magic.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan doesn't get surprised or fooled very often, but Frank did it with some silk.
Yeah, Frank's got the Half-Dyed Hank routine. If you've never seen it, it's not even close. Also, Farrell Dillon live.
Oof. We have been trying to get Farrell here forever. Farrell is a close friend of mine, close friend of yours. Here's why Farrell's is on here and why it's good and why people were talking about it. Farrell is a working manipulator. He does card manip and billiard manip in his everyday act. He's headlining a showroom on the Strip right now.
Yeah, he's at
he's at
Bally's. I went and saw his show just a few months ago.
Great show.
Yeah,
worked cruise ships for years. Farrell and I used to work the Magic Castle together all the time. Farrell teaches you his working card manip act, and it is really good. Getting tips like that it's so rare. There's only a couple of Penguin Lives where people teach manipulation.
Yeah, the billiard balls,
arguably the best one.
The billiard balls are not taught on Penguin Live. I maybe one other place, and I honestly think it might be the only spot that the billiard balls are discussed is on Farrell Dillon Live. He came when I used to live at the Magic Estate in Orlando. A lot of people might not realize that, but for some strange reason, Crow Garrett and Farrell Dillon showed up for Thanksgiving one year, and it's kind of like when somebody comes to your house and plays your piano like better than you know how to play it, or guitar. I was like, I got these billiard balls. Farrell did his billiard ball routine for us at the house, and I was like, I never want to touch those again. So Farrell Dillon Live, fantastic lecture. Caleb Wiles.
Ooh.
What do you know about good. Caleb Wiles?
Yeah.
So that's another one. So Caleb Wiles Live should have been an act. I think it may actually be an act. Caleb was going to be coming out here before the world fell apart. So Caleb had set an act up. He'd created this act and was doing this act on a regular basis out in, I think he's in Indiana.
He's in Indiana, I believe.
And he brought it, and by the way, Brent Braun is sort of sitting. Brent Braun is still online?
I don't know.
Brent Braun is sort of sitting in the corner feeding stuff into the lecture as well. So
Yeah.
you're kind of getting some Brent wisdom there too. He teaches 52 factorial, which is an incredible trick. He teaches fact. He teaches fully automatic card trick. Now that's a product that he puts out that you can get on Penguin, and it's something he performed on Fool Us. But if you get that lecture, you could make that trick with a couple of decks of cards yourself. It's full of brilliant, insightful card magic.
Caleb's was one of the highest selling lectures this year.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we have Adrian Lacroix.
The man himself.
The man. Adrian kind of like took our award show by storm last year.
Yeah.
He was kind of the 2020 a big award show winner guy. But
David Jonathan of 2020.
yes, yeah.
I don't know who he is.
Well,
Yeah, you do.
he put out in 2020 a lot of the virtual Magic standards.
Oh, I know.
Virtual Triumph.
Oh,
that stuff.
okay.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
I know who he is.
Now he's also he's the type of guy that if you go out to the bar with him, he'll just start knocking everybody dead. He knows 1,001 card tricks and can do all of them well. Also mentalism. He's like
his main show is mentalism.
Yeah.
He's very good at it.
you ever hung out with Juan Pablo?
No.
Yeah.
Juan Pablo is just an amazing. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter then. What I'm about to say doesn't mean anything. Adrian just is a fantastic magician through and through.
The standout trick on that lecture is the ESP matching trick. Don't get me wrong, there's some great magic on there. He teaches a really cool pin code revelation.
Yeah, something with the Rubik's Cube I remember really fried me.
But the thing that I've seen you do a number of times.
Oh, yeah,
because we're in the Ruskin in Blackpool, and you had to beat some guys up, and you did the ESP matching.
I did do that trick.
From
Yep.
Adrian's lecture.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's ungimmicked, and it uses no extra cards.
Yep, a lot of just simple stuff, card tricks, mentalism tricks, stuff that anybody can do. It's filled with great things.
Right.
But yeah, so let's get the picks. We have ECAT, Adam Wilbur, Frank DeVille, Farrell Dillon, Caleb Wiles, Adrian Lacroix.
Great list of people.
Mm-hmm.
I've told
Who wants
you.
it? Oh, well, we already know yours.
It's Wilbur. It's Wilbur. There's no two ways about it. As good as everybody else is, that is the most commercial Penguin Live from that year. Mm-hmm. It's super commercial. It's got stuff that everybody can do. Mm-hmm. It's just great. I love it. It's got to be Wilbur. There's no other option.
I think there's going to be a write-in campaign for Alex McAleer.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen. Alex is going to sweep it, even though he's not on.
Well, I already edited the show.
Okay.
So
Alex is great.
I kind of think Adam too.
Yeah.
For all the same reasons that Craig just said, because it's a really thorough lecture. Mm-hmm. It's the kind of lecture that people want to see.
Yeah.
There's the crazy, insane stuff that you're like, I'm never going to do that, but I'm glad I know how it works. There's the super easy stuff that's basically self-working, and then there's a little bit of like stuff that's going to take some work, but you can make your own. I mean, it's everything you want in a lecture, and Adam is just, I mean, that guy knows something about magic.
Mm-hmm.
You don't.
Yeah.
So you think Adam Wilbur? I think Adam Wilbur. Sean, why do you think it should be Adam Wilbur?
I think that it should be Adam Wilbur because I think he set out to have the best lecture possible.
Yes.
He accomplished that. And,
Yep.
And,
He messaged me when he was so when you come to do a Penguin Live, you work pretty closely with me, and he messaged me and he said, "I just want you to know that I'm building this lecture to win that award. I really want that. I mean, this award was purpose created to win this award."
yeah.
well, all I can say is I've done things off Farrell Dillon's lecture this year, Frank DeVille's lecture, and Adrian Lacroix's lecture this year. I look forward to maybe expanding that list.
I want to give special mention to Frank because he's probably the coolest and craziest street performer out there.
Yeah, well, I'm currently working on that 6-bill repeat that he does in there as well.
Frank a lot.
Oh yeah, Frank's great. All right.
Hey, the 6-bill repeat is really good.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. That's what I mean. It's all this classic stuff in there that's just like, wow, every time you see it, you're like,
It's a 6-card.
it's not a 6-card repeat.
The chat is chiming in here. The chat has a very serious question.
90 Day Fiance is saying, does Craig have any magic tattoos?
That's hilarious.
And
Do you have any tattoos that are not magic related?
Jim Hathey, magician, believes that all of your tattoos are magic tricks.
Yes, that is correct. Every single one of them, other than the one that says "I love Luke Dancy," and there's a story behind
Well, there's
that.
got to be a way to turn that into a trick.
Yeah, 2 digital force bag things. One famous
So he's
magician
thought
to
of
the
it.
magic community. One feelings that you feel when you watch magic, and of Luke Dancy. Yeah, no, every single one of these tattoos has something to do with magic, but they also have a personal meaning. That's important. My wife will only let me have a tattoo if it's got a dual meaning. So, for example, you guys saw me do that in the bar the other night, where it's a multiple selection, but it's also my kid's date of birth. Ryan was born on the 12th of November. My daughter was born on the 5th of March. This one here is my mum and dad, who have unfortunately passed away. That's their home phone number. I used to call them all the time, but it's also a dice matching trick. So everything, this watch here is when I went on the first date with my wife. She was meant to meet me at 7:15. I thought she'd stood me up. So it was meant to be 7 o'clock, but she ended up being there at 7:15. So they've all got personal meanings, but every single one of them does a magic trick. That's Steve Brunbridge's Cube 3. I've got the Your card gag there, the poker chips that Murphy's put out.
What's the tic-tac-toe? I was going to ask you that.
That's Bon Lee's tic-tac-toe that I do on my stage show. And it serves a dual purpose. Sometimes I forget what I'm meant to do, so it acts as a crib. Genuinely. But also it means I can do the tic-tac-toe prediction impromptu.
Is that how I get mnemonic? I just
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
get a tattoo crib.
Yeah, right. That's all you got to do. So yeah, they're all magic tricks. Even the Sharpie marker there.
Yeah, that's great.
So.
Well, we are at the final category. This is the trick of the year.
Oh, did we miss creator?
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't write down Inventor. Wow. Wow, that's on me. No, I know it. I know it. So yeah, wow. I can't believe. Oh, you know what I did? I counted this because I counted 7. Never mind. I'm crazy. We've been working way too hard in here. Yep. Yes, we have one more category, and that is the Inventor of the Year. On the website, if you ever go on Penguin, you have the bestsellers on the right, and on the left, there's a category that says Inventors, top inventors. I think Craig Petty might be number 1 at the moment. So the people in this category were the guys that were in the inventors list the most in 2021.
You had to put out at least 2 tricks to qualify for this. There's a couple of sort of internal things that we had decided to qualify. So you have to have at least 2 tricks.
Yeah.
With Penguin.
With Penguin, you had to put 2 tricks out
Makes
with
sense.
Penguin.
Yeah.
Well, no, not with us. But it could be anything.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It could be anything.
You had to release 2 tricks.
Just has to be on Penguin.
Inside of the year, and it had to be on Penguin.
Yep. I'm just going to bring up the list here just so I know. But we can start off by talking about Danny Day Ortiz.
Yes, Danny Day Ortiz made the list because he had a couple of tricks out, but he showed up frequently because of the Akan project that he put out. If you're unfamiliar with it, what Danny did was every month he put out an hour-long lesson on Akan, any card at any number. Some of the effects in it were card at numbers, some of them were any card at any number, but essentially what he did was he created or had 12 of these style of effects, and every month he taught you not just the trick, but also some core principles involved.
Yep.
And it was a really interesting project. There's a couple of those that were just really good.
Right? Oh yeah, it was I heard number 6 was just a stone cold killer.
Yeah.
Did you look at any of those, Craig?
I didn't, and I mean to. It's just it's in my account.
Yeah.
I just haven't had time.
It's
to
a
yet.
lot.
But I'm a big Danny DLP fan. I mean, he
one of the best.
He annoys me.
Yeah.
Because it just I don't understand how anything works.
I mean,
it just doesn't make any sense.
If he's doing a card trick, I stop and watch. You know, it's like
I remember being at the session convention the first time I'd seen him, and it was the first time anybody had seen him, and I was just there, just watching him, going, "This just doesn't make."
Quit. You just put your
Like everything I thought I knew, apparently I don't know.
It's a really interesting project that's well worth your attention.
It's like you got a crisis.
I did.
Kyle Purnell was also in the list a lot. With his
right, he wins.
Wholesome, Felony, and Hancock effects.
He is wholesome.
Pip's Leak as well. 4 effects that he was released this
Pip's
year.
Leak is incredible. I do that all the time.
And his lecture came out.
In his lecture came out, right. So he was all over
And his
Inventor
lecture
this
is
year.
great. That version of Doc Daly's last trick that he does.
With the tunnel transpo?
No, it's the one where the black cards have got blue backs, the red cards have got red backs. He does a 2-phase Doc Daly routine, and at the end, the backs change. Like,
there's a good trick in that lecture too, where he has a card signed and it appears stapled into a dollar bill.
yes,
Which is really good. But yeah, Kyle Purnell had some really wonderful.
Carl is amazing.
And Kyle's stuff is really practical too, because I don't know if you know this, Kyle works at a magic bar in Pennsylvania, and so he's doing all of this stuff for people all the time.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun to film. I got to film a lot of those projects.
When I grow up, I hope to be Carl Purnell.
We've got more.
We'll get some red rims on you.
Yeah, well, I kind of got the red rims on the inside.
Yeah.
I'm Carl Purnell in training.
Joe Rindfleisch.
Another one.
Oh my! We had. I mean, I can't even list them all. TC Concepts, Rumble, something.
Protect your neck.
Protect your neck. That some rubber band project number 2.
Yeah.
Convergence.
He's another guy that pisses me off
Yeah.
because I just watch him do stuff. I think I know all I need to know about rubber bands, and then he does something that just messes my head up.
Well, yeah, because it's clearly we filmed every rubber band trick, and then I look at the lecture and I see Joe is scheduled again, and I'm like, oh, what? How is there more?
Yeah.
He's got a lot.
And you know what's really annoying about Joe Rindfleisch? You know what really pees me off about him?
He's also good with cards.
He's also good with cards and coins.
Yeah.
But nobody knows that.
Yeah. Nobody even knows anymore.
He had a few DVDs back in the day.
Yeah.
Extreme Card Magic, Extreme Coin Magic.
Yeah.
On LNL. He's got LNL DVDs.
So Joe Rindfleisch put out a metric ton of stuff with us last year. Also, Nathan Kranzo put out the hits last year with Repetition, Invisible Coin, and Deuces, I think was the other one. Deuces. And there might have been one more that it's not coming to my mind at the moment.
Wasn't it the ball thing as well?
No, that was the year before.
Super Ball, Moneyball?
Super Ball was the year before.
I think
but
it was the year
he did,
before.
There was a Triumph.
Oh yeah, Standing Up Triumphantly. Yep.
Yeah, true.
Oh, that was good. That's the one with that thing, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep.
And the unshuffle sequence is really neat too.
It is.
He's got a thing where he what is he? He shuffles the cards, but they're fanned.
Yeah.
And they come back apart. It's really nice.
We also have David Jonathan and Nicholas Mavresis.
That was kind of an interesting one because they showed up. We elected to put them together because they showed up together a lot with a lot of their.
Stroop Test is a collaboration, and then they also had, and it's not coming to my mind right now, but there's several other partner program effects that have both of their names on it that came out this year that were really popular.
Yeah.
Somology is one of them.
Was one, yeah. I've already mentioned what I think about David and David and Nicholas. They're amazing.
Yeah,
that was all of the.
No, there's one more, and it's Dr. Cyril Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just everybody's. They're all monsters.
Yeah. He had one come out like every week.
Yeah. So you have Kyle Purnell, Danny D'Ortiz, Joe Rindfleisch, Nathan Kranzo, David Jonathan Nicholas, and Dr. Cyril Thomas.
I can see where a lot of people are going to vote for Danny because Danny put out some really great stuff. But I think it's a toss-up between Joe and Kyle. And it really, for me, it comes down to the stuff they created was very inventive this year, but also the sheer volume of inventive stuff. Because both of them were in here filming with us, and we haven't even gotten everything out that we filmed with them yet. So they're strong contenders next year, too.
Craig, do we even bother? Is David Jonathan all day?
I don't know. It's a toss-up between David and Nicholas and Kyle Purnell. For me,
Kyle put out a lot
they're both awesome. They're both absolutely, well, all three of them are absolutely awesome, and it's hard to pick. But either Kyle or David and Nicholas.
Sean?
Well, I mean, Joe's one of my heroes. I mean, he's dude inspires me so much. So I want to go for him, but it's Kyle's year.
Yeah, sure. I think I'm in the same boat as you.
We just filmed a trick with Kyle, but I can't wait for it to come out. That thing's gonna set the world on fire.
We got more stuff from Kyle Purnell this year. There's gonna be a lot of Kyle Purnell.
I hope we get Kyle back in
forward.
here again soon because it's just he's so much fun. He's so much fun.
we need a convention where it's just like Kyle and David and
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Penguin Con Penguin Con 2022.
You need a convention that's just Kyle.
Yeah, 23.
Just Kyle Con.
Yeah, right.
Kyle Con.
Kyle Con.
for all the Kyle heads out there.
Yeah, hashtags. All right, so we're going to wrap things up here. This last category is not going to take very long because we've actually already talked about a lot of the tricks in this category. But if you're just joining us here, we are talking about the nominees for the Penguin Magic Awards, which will be airing Wednesday at noon. So, Trick of the Year. Now, this has a little bit more. Well, this has 10 nominees, so we kind of expanded the nominees out in this category. And these are the best tricks just overall. Overall, they're not from any category, all categories combined. The best selling, popular, most reviewed, best tricks on Penguin Magic in 2021. And I'll go down the list here. There's a few we haven't talked about yet, but we've also talked about a bunch of these. So the first one we have talked about, which is Breaking Band by Dr. Cyril Thomas, which is the broken restored rubber band trick. Repetition by Nathan Kranzo. Fantastic modern update to the 6-card repeat. Divine and Conquer by Leo
Awesome
Reed.
trick.
Great trick.
Crazy mentalism and magic effect that Ryland's probably it's reputation maker over there.
Yeah,
His
absolutely.
residency.
Yeah, he's got his residency over there. The ACAN project from Danny DeOrtiz,
Yep.
which is kind of counting the whole thing as a whole, everything that he did in that.
You could buy the entire thing as one thing, or you could pick and choose the lessons if you didn't want to get
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, it's fantastic stuff. And came out with the semi-automatic course as well.
The semi-automatic course is very interesting. I actually just reviewed the first one, and it's a really solid trick. But that one's a lot more broad. You're going to be learning a much wider variety of tricks.
Yeah.
ACAN focused on just carded numbers. This is everything.
Yep. The Moment by Andy Nyman. Strong trick. Great, just a great product overall.
Very strong.
One we haven't talked about yet is the Gravity Reel by Yal Miranda.
This was a lot of fun. This was a really interesting project. I mean,
Got me
Yal's stuff was
into Thread.
Yeah.
We were talking about Thread a little bit last night,
Yeah.
and that's what you said. That
Yeah, I said I got the gravity reel, and that's what kind of started. I hated thread work, and then I got the gravity reel and realized it can actually be really cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's neat. It's a programmable reel.
Yeah,
Which is really cool.
I
know
picked.
you've got it.
I picked one up when it first came out. I have to have it.
Tom Wright is amazing.
Yeah, I love Tom. Tom.
Is Tom to the Penguin?
He has done a Penguin Life. Yeah, Tom's one of my favorite magicians. But yeah, it's just got the fact that like you can get hooked up to something and you can move away or towards it and maintain the tension on the line, which is just amazing. I mean, all of y'all's stuff is so good, you know. So it's a levitation electronic reel,
Yeah,
programmable.
with a double reel.
Double reel. That's right.
Double reel.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just a really clever idea, and it's well executed.
Yes. Fantastic product, the Gravity Reel. ABC by Spidey.
This was a fun one. Spidey showed this to me before it came out, and then Spidey and I were hanging out at FISM North America, and he was doing it for people and killing them. And what it is essentially is it's a deck of like flashcards, like you would throw.
Yeah, they're designed
children.
to look like children's flashcards type of thing.
But they hide a really clever mentalism secret that allows you to sort of know which is which, and it's a really intuitive system to learn. It's right up there. It's very similar to some other things that have come out like it, but Spidey's got just the touches that really make it nice.
You kind of got to know the secret to really get how cool it is.
Yeah.
You know, but the secret is worth, worth the entire cost.
The thing that's so cool is the secret is really intuitive, and so I don't think we're giving too much away when we say that there is some memorization involved, and it allows you to do mem deck style work. But you don't really have to work that hard to memorize it. You can get it pretty quick. It's very
When we
intuitive.
did it on our review show, Ryland reviewed it, and he spent half an hour with the cards, and then he had them complete, total.
Yeah, it's like surprising how easy it is to learn. And Spidey's stuff is killer. So there's
the tutorial's amazing.
some crazy routines on there. You're gonna
It's a
use
masterclass. The tutorial is. It's a masterclass in performing mentalism.
This was a huge hit because it was released in December, which is like right at the end of this, right? So it would have to be a huge hit to even like kind of land on the radar. This thing, I think, as of right now, has like 65-star reviews on Penguin, which is hard. That's a lot of reviews in a very short period of time.
Yeah, it's sold fast.
Yeah, it's sold a lot. Threesome, which we did talk about. That was the basically shuffle deck
DJ.
by DJ. FPS Coin Wallet by Brent Braun and the Magic Firm.
Good old Brent.
This is a coin wallet. It's just a square little leather wallet that allows you to hold. I was keeping my Gregory Wilson. Split focus gimmick in there. So it's a great thing to carry around, one of your little coin tricks that you love to do, but it also is kind of like a little production wallet. So you can, there's a great routine on there where you can produce a Sharpie from it, or in the demo, I think they're producing a mini 8-ball from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great
really
little piece.
Good.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's nice to see coin workers get some love, because that doesn't happen very often. And you know what? If you do Troy Hooser's Charming Chinese Challenge, which I do, you absolutely should have this wallet, because it keeps everything completely together, the ribbon and the coins, and then there's the space to have the extra coin that you can do. It's great. It's typical Brent. It's really well thought out, really clever, and it just works.
Yeah. Sold a ton of them. This was a very popular item. I think if anybody did Coin Magic, they got one of these last year. So, and if you haven't heard of it, pick one up, because you'll love it. The tutorial's great as well. And then, of course, last but not least, Puzzled by Roddy McGee, also made the list for Trick of the Year. So that is 10 nominees. I'll name them out loud here for you guys one more time. We'll get the picks. Breaking Band, Repetition, Divine and Conquer, anything from Danny D'Ortiz's project, the ACAM project, The Moment, Gravity Reel, ABC, Threesome, FPS Coin Wallet, and Puzzled.
Number 1, Divine and Conquer. Number 2, Puzzle.
That's it. Yeah. Bam. No, 1 and 2.
Just number 1, Puzzled.
Puzzled, number 1.
I mean, for me, it's got to be Divine and Conquer.
Divine and Conquer.
Yeah, I mean, I can see a world where FPS Coin Wallet wins. I know a lot of people really liked it, and a lot of people really like Brent. And you know, it was open voting. So I think Divine and Conquer.
Divine and Conquer. Yeah. You've heard it here. We have
Split decision.
Yes, we had 2 for Puzzled, 1 for Divine and Conquer for Trick of the Year. All right. That's it. We are done.
Wow.
If there's any last-minute questions, we will take them.
Yeah. No,
I'm puzzled.
There's a discussion about books and getting out of print books.
I will mention last year we did have a book category, Book of the Year.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because of the supply chain, books were off the shelf. We couldn't get them printed this year. There's probably going to be, when they come through, it is going to be an avalanche of books on Penguin Magic. But we have a massive just roadblock when it comes to our book production at the moment. So I just took the category off the show this year, because there just wasn't anything for us to really talk about.
George B in the chat saying their vote is for the Econ Project because it was a great experience for them. Nice. And 90 Day Fiance saying I've been a hashtag Braunhead since Position Impossible. David Copperfield's vote is Puzzled.
Go figure. I would pen David for Puzzled.
I could see him doing puzzles.
Yeah. Why not?
I pay good money to see
with a fan blowing his hair.
Yeah.
And some sort of like really kind of classical music.
There'd be some smoke on the reveal
smoke
too,
coming
right?
in,
Right. This would have a little bit of.
And then he'd just like float out into the audience to give somebody the card as a souvenir.
Yeah.
The only other thing going on in the chat right now, because we are coming to a close, is RK Magic 12 is asking when will Keymaster be released. And the answer is soon.
Yeah,
literally.
What do you think? Soon on that?
If anybody knows,
very, very soon.
Yeah, as soon as it gets edited.
Yeah, we filmed it yesterday, so it's going to be out.
But the good thing is the rest of the stuff is done. Which is usually where the things get hung up. So.
Yeah.
Jim Hathey Magician is voting for Puzzled. So.
All right.
Well done, Jim. Well done, Jim.
Well, if you want to find out who wins any of the categories, you'll have to tune in on Friday at noon for the Penguin Magic Awards. They're a lot of fun. I edited them up over the last 5 days. If my eyes look like they're bleeding, it's because I've been staring at my screen for a while. But they will be live on Friday right here on YouTube on our Penguin Magic channel. I guess on behalf of Sean, Dunn, Erik Tate, and Craig Petty. Craig, thank you so much for being here the last
Thank
few
you
days.
for having me. This has been
This guy.
this has been amazing. I've
Yeah.
absolutely loved hanging out with you
We're
guys.
going to get him back. Maybe, I don't know, twice a year, 3 times a year?
Maybe
4?
every month.
Maybe every month. Every month.
Every other month that'll work.
To all the brawn heads.
To all the Braun heads and hashtag Purnell heads and all you guys out there, thank you guys for watching. Tune into the awards on Friday, and we will see you next time.